betilin nalale mbali je kan mbali muy kan wodongo ndolbe dahatale membe kering alingantilin nyulula nyuluna damunela kambe dahan membe kering yo gafanyine nyama mbaliko ninyine belori galiban na doya nyolbe dahata betilin nalale mbali je kan mbali muy kan wodongo ndolbe dahatale membe kering alingantilin nyulula nyuluna damunela kambe dahandi yo mbalikoma jaliban na doya nyawanya mbaliko.
Para wola o banco na na to jalan demo balimo jalan demo bawuli fele bara la banco malimo jalan demo balimo andumara jalan demo bawuli fele bara la banco malimo alina mira dindung la somala munamoli wo banco bangko mulal nimbara na bangko do kwa etanya to anak makan sempo bula bangko molie mana badi mo dinkendo e diving bo bara la bangko etanya to al nimbara gambia dinkendo lu.
With Jula Finance, you can send money to the Gambia, Senegal, Guinea, Ghana, Nigeria, and other African countries. You can also send to over 156 countries worldwide. With great options of topping up mobile credits in all those 156 countries. You can buy electricity top-up for your loved ones in the Gambia, and as well deposit cash into your bank straight from the UK with Jula Finance. We have over 150 collection points in the Gambia. Jula Finance branches, GT Bank, Reliance Finance Services, and MSJ branches. With Jula Finance app on iOS and Android, you can send up to £3,500 for just only £1 service fee.
Are you unable to tune into our radio frequency from where you live? Don't worry, the problem is over. Simply download Home Digital FM radio app on your Android phone or devices including laptops or computers from Google Play Store or App Store and enjoy listening to excellent broadcasts from your number one radio station in the Gambia, Home Digital FM Radio. Don't miss your favorite programs from Home Digital FM app, even from whereas with limited mobile networks. Fact, using the app does not use much megabytes. Home Digital FM, the voice of the people.
Home Digital FM 99.9 in Brikama Town. For all the businessmen and women, move out of the darkness, follow the light. Come sell your business with us today. Home Digital FM, let your customers know what you're offering. Be on top of your competitors. Home Digital FM, we will help you stand out. Come advertise with us today for all your businesses. We offer live program coverage both on Facebook Live and on the radio. Exos to sell your products and services. The media is in control. Tell your customers when, where, and how to meet you through Home Digital FM. Don't worry. Do your business. We will sell you out. Call us today on 734-3125 or 200-5770, 620-1413, 766-8394. Home Digital FM. Follow the light.
Sabin kilinye dika masumakunda amuru wajang waye sangarango Mansabin kilinye dika masumakunda amuru wajang waye sangarango Munala kilinye dika masumakunda amuru wajang waye sangarango Bojang sangaranga ini urara ilodula le bambanda wala dinambe jamuna ba modu Kende ada fale pa modu ida be hero lukno Gambia melie demokrasi murundi nanga Gambia kono pa modu Bojang sangaranga ilo de la bango yela bango bondi mola hero Media la hero, mola hero, media la hero. Baringa nyine lo alisiyo toka bona manding kono. Akala pada sangara madiba konne bala, dugun nimbala, fabala gana nintawlajo, mandisi baramu meninsi bikonne, mulai sangaranga. Ngoni mulde masaya nyinina ita masaya nyinina mume kadi bota masa singule to Gambia atele kamanza ya bilika mankulia landin salibo jang wala wulu hutela para edi nyuma wulu pamodu bojang
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Badimulu ngali konton koreke ala fansum programme wala na fansum programme mo ALSAMAA ke mbafal be ALSAMAA momo be dawlanding intermento min yalon ko sainte ka futamma ene milbina jibela ngali be sama wala ngali konton alla watola bari na watolte clienti albadi malum lamin konate murnan kotake kana kanyo konton kanyo fama bo kadwa nyoye fanan anin kanyo hakilo blandi o kumatal alinga kontine wala mol mi yalon ko fanan be o fanan ke kan be ñu opportunity tala fanan bari to kondem mol ko no mun linnati bari wo mobalu mi yalon ko alhamdulillah tewba sitri wo ko do kol fanal bafle gambe dingol mi yalon ko be online platform to bafle ko la baraka continue the good job that you are doing dunia mbo dunia tilole kono andum nyanta to use the advantage of that, to make the best use of that. Wati dunia oduna jamana nala kule fanan kana andum alentul fanan tine nyilela dunia le kono bari nyum fanan nata kene batu bi niaje kudol bo keno sign nyum façon le atinnan niaje kudol bo keno nyum jamano kono sign wala ka kolya ka ke wala nakede atocho ka wara andum molika londo soto je molika fahamro soto je wulam nyandi wulam kibarot no be caring andum obe nafa soto kam oto milibo ke kan al to be sitring al continue doke nyang dunia kono bi journalism evolved tale. Now everyone is a journalist. How is that possible? Because it's a special profession. Even in the university, well, in the mature current, my meta journalist ethics in some or professional. When you call everybody is a journalist, and you go saying the power is in your hand. Or power ning, alo kinon ko atul bele osoto because more they are on the smartphone. They are using the smartphone. Albajele ko the advantage iyo smartphone o min soto a warta back ay dunia falen for good to moment na ye mobile soto all the gadgets all the apple ani fo kibaro lomba for social media communication dan chat forum lomba ko be that is the power of people. That is a symbolic power of people's power. So dunia mbolo kono sainteng and nga continue nga use to our advantage but in kana use pro ayen destroy in kana use pro ayen tinya but nga tamandi ayen dada ben dada la nyolo le ka kibare kendo di nyola kanyo hamundi wala kanyo hakilo blandi wala ka den ferolla milisintol sambano nyaato bari mo kilimbo ka be jeno ibaka be fo no fana oto ni mol mil dantala ning al nyomo bal demal tema bayle yidu wabe tariya baaki mola sinota wala ke sondo mol milanko e mankibar wala hakilo mil mankibar wala ka tariya la sinon banni sondo mol mil kibar te kende ke min me kering ay tandi molla ay fo a nyama bayla ko wo yidu ka tariya baaki ado yidu wada mammanke jindu doron ko be ngafa la nyami ngana infrastructural sotoje banda ngana silol do ku bare ndel gambia e min fontol jama jame ma fa ko mo bedi wa jama bije ye min foy ko mun mi yiri wat nande ko wenna kudul batande baake mo nyande ka tambi fannan la say ngani lahiru tala ko memol ko man jande lundol kana si mun mi yiri development do ngana ka lolu karina ka fundindi moliye mol sa lom mun mu tonya nin ko development mun fa mu development siata la fanna siata la man cycling politician kam dol biye e kam min fale ko munum development o manki development o dam manki development nin ko fa wad dol biye o mu 1/8 of it let but development be sirin tunkun jamal le kan ado ñun tunko ñanta kam ha fale to isaje ko development on nin abena tata murna no tunkul be ma fata hada ma yaka kamalle isaja star ni sewa kon asra fambulu isaja si kumaya isaja si bunya fana soto na wo besoto ibala ko wala mu yirwat bar no nasa dawdande hada maden ka tora kono hada maden ka ngay ba kono hada maden ka bata kono hada maden bata mi si fa siatal wonde nan tan nti jaralo soto no wala nti nan ding tano karam moto wala nti nyin kenon nyin kelon nyin manyin soto o be mo mendi wala nyi ko o fannal milan ko yirwañata ka si wolle ka wolle prakasta wolle boyta wolle jiki jokota wolle mambamban wolle fan tije so ñille mu kodi menon ko ñanta ka jibe nimbe iri wala ko mo fo kan wato bedo bar hani kabi bari ngol ko mi nan lañi jam wato wati
dimanche ni wato sita wala mu talan koronto kata wala talan signing tala because abuga ke specific ni ma depend ko nimi wulta because harmani baro be mo hajolt wado bi en kallet wado bi en sa sarra wato la bari butum mbal hakudan wala bari mbira den dañum programme wala oto nda kunde nyen takka discipline soto la ka tamo londi mi alon ko ninga wato sita sinanje na be mo mun de kanyu bunya ko kono de ba ninga nas da wadande ngal hakudan wala bari ni na da yef programme londi idam mantati idi mo le tam so ko watul mi alon ko alkalla wato bula alkanani programme mo tan feja ngal be tan ngal be jay ngal nimbar mbafale ko ala baraka bi fanan dimanche long min keta me karo atil mo nin kononto ngamune fa ko teke me karo atil mo nin kononto ko to yara fa nin karo fatil almost but in the time of flight time flies time o ka tariale des e bu ko long ko wadu mala fa mo carte fayo ko december 4 say be mu ne ko do me karo ko ñu sang fon say ñi ko mo ko ñu sang fanan say mu dara sang talantewol almost mu futakan sang talantewol to but in time o tariata yani before you know it ñi sang fanan fele say atambe da december nata sang fele banta balu ko time flies but hadama de wado bien capital le mbok ñi ko be appreciate kaje ko uno yara fa the fact that kabiru lu men nete wuluta wala kabiru lu men niyo chukitela ibo kono ye niyo chukila e niyo be sele niyo be jila e la jiso be pompe la e la heart be beat la kabiru woto anin sande mo heart beat jelet foyte na wulu ye sanje jama wulu e sanje jama balu badiro fonsi allah taala tentu wato be woto tenatul be wato be wala nan janimbe kuku kelambe kuku fola nsi wato ta allah taala tentu nyami yalan ko warta bake alay hada madin so bake hana dan tanyinna ay fisandi da fen ko ten jamalti duniya kono tare da fen ala da fen siata da fen dole bi en ka wol jele but da fen dole bi hada madin fan bu kolje ab kaja nyaake sola we cannot see some of those creations through our naked eyes because wol bi they are beyond our sight wol be mabon fanando loto wol be mokirim fanando loto wol fana ni fansun yallo mo wol fana ni fansun habitat lo mo think about found diphone million ko be jiokon but think about diphone million ko be tinto kan o tinto kan dolbi je hanbe biminto asikeno londo hanmade na londo si wara nyaawo nyande imawo diphone discover no follow imambo diphone kala ba follow wante na waddo be ni bitama kan ibida kan do e ka tumbo doje tumbo ni na ko ke jaxale min tumbo mum tumbu sifalate min tumbo fantama nyajibe min tumbo tinyajibe do biye saje tumbo do biya si tama ayna IT tumbo do biyol bukati wol katamale bari saje dunde kudo ko no e funde kulke bari yen tumbo beje they are flowing in order ndefal alayda ayo choice in tolela to let's say can to think for ourselves and to do certain things bilan ko wol buko keno so ale kubala kentul hadama dingli par neje fana ay ñil fan be londi ndandalla ay be londi ni na haji be ayake hadama dingle because ñil be wala na londo tiol sa faale ko na dandan la natural habitat they should be ñanta kato bekele to keep them intact mafa ko watu because hadama ding watu bi na balu ko no fonsina nga dulal tay nga sa tawlo nga kul nga bonlo mu waji bolati bar ning baaki la fanan si kuke miyalon ko ati isaja wo nema fawlo fanal start no bala baake ikana jam fan fo be yirol tutula ba fo be kulule kele bang pour kaje ko isi mone keno pour ka na alhuwani na quality of life asi sotno ni na hajibe ni yiro bankol kan tare atol minan ko be yiro bankol kan tare albe alsiken zerotle ko na dinkiral to taring no community kon taring yirol be siarin ci baki e ka yirol lo blal bi defan blal bi yol bi wol mu tik forest let ibuka jema because mune kita wo alle hawa wo dandalo kono wo dinkidal fanalto so mi lombini living organism bi tama kanje min yalon ko akan mune kan tolla akan tul fanal mi sulale la na dandalo kono mi sulate la because am wobi obe mo hadma dinga sorolati ale min din tolla banko fana niaji banko dul fana biye ka kenno ka kudul ke because wo vegetation wan wo activities nyolu wolle ka wol fana ta ka forande yo sa internet be den daw wo dandala ha nson dayta sonta ha woto sai wo dandala ko mbenga dengala ni tenate fendo taji yatinyaji walla yeb fem bonde wo kon ite nyanda kullo fana mutar ya murundi en jo sai isa je ko mon de ko do so kana nyo fa woto nyo fana kana so fa ha bari butung fong nyimbe mo de wala nyinde ko kan hakilo tu nyoto baki kumata baki also do man dende ron ngani to okay here we go yeah so ñine mu koti bari ngolo nsinyo haklo bando fonna la baki ina rajibe no nan to la jam mbe sirin jamin de fonte fele sirin nyaabe na gadno kono yirol mil bi ci bari nyaabe mundo fanando signol fanan la dulal tutare bari ni na bi yong nyaato no mande kam ne je yirol everywhere is yiro jambe mu yirol jambe ni na rajibe ni na na pakolto blandi la kelendi netat ya fiti ya finga bi bahamasol kije wala fonko green fonko bi kaje kuntu but ni na beyond that abe mu yirol ni community tema abe mu yirolati abe mu fele ka al halol je melon koy fankal nako tonya ñin mo le jam plan bakel ila signal plan bakel because ya lon nako saba hadima de titano la ñil koma ñin fam minanon ko ben al hawal ko non titano ikoma wala hani official kono bi ni tan office be official kono e katare ko jambo ñin jamba fanlu ñin flower fanlu wo yiri fanlu e ke londi official kono tare because mu nekata they want to connect with that dol bi je naturally ibuka feel no ibuka complete no foye ñin vegetation si fal ji bala baran tolu amanke ko kan duol kan ko le doyande ka gambe don le doyande hanide bari jamaa bi je wala mo dole bi je mo dole ben kono wala kal na al huwa tinya wala muy la hajoti bay man fen bu ka femmira kaje ko nyinde ngani tinya ngani ko minta ngani bonde ni al hawa ko be mo ne tala nga be mo ko le kele kajo say fonna company lombam be mo ne kele be ko do bonde le ngadi wo committee le bam wala mbe programme le na projet le nat le kaje ko yi tutu projet le bam fo mu kule bam ka ku ke tan dans le kono bay tol ke no fo fanan sida bu le fe bayite ila business ko no ila business ko no mo tol mil be bulo company mo don mil be bulo bodo na dulal beto bari hana man daw honda ila factory lomba e ka sisi lo mil bonde e ka kulu mil beke wol be mo impact le soto na environment ko sayete be bude keka so bari ni system be caring kul be laren mara lola fanna la kaje ko ni be mo kule melon ko si ma fano afanyenta abe keno la bar ni amantar caring dawdan den regulation no mantar je ka bula o kul no mantar je oto min kana ke wala nyinde ko mil mo jamal bi continue le kanne dan dan tinya kuti bonona kuti bola je ado jumal le ka safa ko no ndolom hanin wurta complainta ibe kam moyno kado ni na hajibe ga sanyano badal gunjurlo ma fal golden ludbe kol min kila amanke klende manke flat mol wurta ko le mol wurta le ko beketa hani fem mambuje kata moneketa min nyanda ma ko la kalonye yol be compromise wala jama bi je compromise la ko lan kam mutan din kam min fo jenko wala mu corruption ni men ti ni mbem batande kam bake adu ni mbe continuer kam batande aben na soto fenlu abe kalero kala na soto fenlu tole abe hatna nembe bonolale aben nimisandila ben kumbula ben ngaybo aben ngaybelale katu muneketa abe dikilale jumalle kan tolu dawbalu ndelo fukaro bare ni do biye do samira ko ni kon tolu fukaro be menna jam wala nyinde ko yentelle bali ibe kan tol le moy ibe kan tol le kan moy ibe kan nyafita o fanna na ko mu do bale mu fukarote bari na jiben tol mbele min jeli nin tol mi mon min be o muta e min ko be blare ko mon min be ka ibe la do kola e man mola fenta e wasata dandi ibe ila bankula ko be giso kono wala mu do ba wala mu fan kamalti wala fana mu fan nya in another way wala fana mu fan kamalti mom yaranko ye hakilotu wande fento we hakilotu kuldo ebe kuto ebe jama mon la kuto you are living a happy life ninko happy la wala nyinde ko mole mu yananko itele wasata adu ye nyakas wande fenla ñina hajibe itele mu fankamati ja bari tumo menna mbobe alhaalo kono min ko mbi belarin tol kan yam ndunda ko do pour ñandalo pour mole lonje na do gulale le lonje yen ñafita yen moy ninge ko mande yedan kumma anin ko le ni o man so dron so tare ko ton tolu mbo fanna la mu fukarot because voicelessness is poverty. If you are not heard, you express yourself. And the problem also, you put this across. I'll protester, I'll demonstrate, I'll be cool, and still now, imal danku, and they don't care about you. So, umumeti, atende ko akamuneke, akatende ko akasuppression ke your voice, citizens banko ding la sula kolu, eka bantam bilina ke bloko leke bare nyum certify wato sita itul mokin le kamurunal kande bare kabrin karto fayta tuma menna imaje sayinata e dundu bun kono ye bunda sorema sa juman lebo ke kam o molu milan ko ye kodo dila pour ye la campagnol fon o molu milan ko ye doko te noma ka koleke sayin ille be nyim this so called legitimacy e min soto bare muneke da karto le fayta ya announce ko kari kanyetal butum mobe oyo ko mobe suppress ko mobe sindi la kin because mu nekata mbele d'accorda ko ñina mu certify ñaati mi yalan ko ñanta kabla no ma de nit mim fo mbe ngam sonlo so ko leta bari yolo londo ko ñina mu kuti melan ko people mol kany batum just the fact that chairman o IEC chairman wala electoral commission chairman of kari kanyata dron butum ko communicate that will shift the balance of power. The power is now shifted to this person. But the moment that place ko I announce ko Carly Ganyeta, ibala ko fanan ka Canada power from gold to shift. Masalan fi ni atar nun ko na karol manke o bankoka. Kul manke bankoka. Ning molye aje ko ko betilintale. Nim min gagné mi annonce ko ñene gagneta bayla ko soto baka wara bat bare mori jankinata ko tonya ko li man tanya oto no be min bonde wode ko wala gagneta aka moneke aka legitimacy crisis natno because moneke da moldol be sondale bare moldol sanna ado ñing anara ki jamaati ko jamal nakarta amman sekunda londo ka kole baake ala mansakunda londo ka kole bakel mansakunda should strive on credibility, reputation, legitimacy, and you name them bara ñim fanna be aka mansakunda tamanya aka lanjur mu ne kanake suppression kana ni me mun dem fan dictatorship kana because mo nekata they will want to force their way because they don't have the popular mandate but now they are forcing themselves on people ado kana tiaro le natna fanda jamato ado nyimbeka community aka fukari al dikinde hanbe be mendo ni moli me sa wasoto no me kansoto no so kanyu musala lo faye ko bani wolu bi fana nata jande na kamobe sama miliyalan ko sayinte ka futam masay nyabe milla na kekende ba min kala keba sabale ti saluto be ni saluto na ngai sayinte mo keba sabal la commando ndo na em fanno minute le say dilam ko keba sabal la commando di say ndele ba protege le say na kekende balom say ni lafta bodyguard do bija ngo enjela Samuel Jibe keba sabal saluto be ngai commando be saluto ka yo ani juma ko dake mam camara lay ngi fanan sama Ibrahima jengale ke kende ba ifanan mashallah ngi sama mune be kere business o be nyadi ka krodi mo la way banda M Kuyate ngi fanan sama from Washington DC mashallah great city ngi sama ALSAMAA Yusufa Drame ngi fanan sama Kausu Jata ngi sama Gambian Savior Buba Samate Musa Sise kundango kurida samata ko ako Kamara Lumlum sorry Omar Lumlum I beg your pardon Omar Lumlum ako consensus democracy consensus politics consensualism is the application of consensus decision making to the process of legislation in a democracy. It is characterized by a decision-making structure that evolves and takes into account as broad a range of opinions as possible, as opposed to systems where minority opinions can potentially be ignored by vote-winning majorities. The latter systems are classified as majoritarian democracy. Consensus democracy also features increased citizen participation. Something like that. Thank you very much. That's good. That's a good comment. I like that. It just goes to so-called where the minority or where majority in some of the popular will of the people are not enforced, then that leads to minority rule. And minority rule anywhere it results to nothing other than dictatorship. That is simple and straightforward. Operational suppressional because yalona ko eman gagné bari idil be sinin kilo min kay yololo lana tamodo le kitaw banko kan is all part of that. So ninko never again kavoko implementation here walatina kachabe nyato ning white paper lafta nga demanding jibe o fanan topi ning kacha ko lafta nga nyo haklo maya o kol ko nga kacha bil laftale bi local me at least 30 minutes ñom blala pour kollale kolke pour ngal moy alfa lek ali mune je kole ko ali expressional bin je nanko alse mune fono membe kering ali mun jikla soto ko ñu white paper be implement wala fo ñu white paper ñam fam tonya it reflects na situation kono be bi kono be tilo min kono bi be dunia be gambe lansaro min kono bi fo gambe fijiro kono non bamba fo ye moy la ba ye mol moy la ba fo mol moy but in anything be min kala wala de ko mile do ko ke serial mol milango serial ke witness all min they came forward ye kuma fo mi ya non ko le kitaw ni bankunka ni tan de jay Bari hani auji billahi nin kuma na ke in kokono. But the fact that ngalongo karle karfa karle nyinke karle mo nyinsene karle nyinke nyin leke karnyo la tafauta kamuta kasamba kasini blakili kadundu kasamba kasokono madam ba bele moyka na even na judiciary na kiti bundalu anada ke kangaro court anada ke blat damian ko ye moltal ye haya pour kam moltake multinya hanyim bankunka. And the only definition miananko mo borina banku doto another yes through technical assistance ye muma ko kam na judiciary fenki bar ni wol nata mo kilo nata mo ye turn into jojol miananko they are wol man fenje ko te namen ko korot wol man fenje ko te namen ka president la kuma la finna ko kama ya bukan fika tonya fasa ni o modol bije o modol yesa modol samba prison wol tara ifata je wala modol la njuro kita wala. How will you call them? The only words mean for no they are mercenaries. Bari koro ibe dole bije neje e ka molla ki dota e ka toromondon janni wekela kulle ka ke duma folo jodo do bije de maintain their integrity. But jodo do fana bije you will man fenje kote ke namen ga korode dole fana mele ko sai coming to Gambia as a judge in the dictatorship era was a money making venture from a dictator. So kuni hanyita ko if you will be on his side to use as a tool pour ko moltinya ko molla hadama altinya o molti o tinyaro kono faro ke jere. So who are you? You become like you also qualify like a mercenary judge. Ibe min fo ke jamla ko atekeno ko no min ke generalize nson ta bare mo kunda ibe bo kanyinki kunda mo be manke mo kunut e mo kendol sodole e mo kunut fana sodole across the board. Bari min fana mo toñata jawra nyande ko ni mo barna banku doto ya jo ay kuke miyalan ko o kono mol tiñata je mol fata je nake ya machinery so olom so be continue la kan ko be ka wolke bol fana jibelal babutu han ka be bade ngami furdon mel be fe jangal nga warota pour kal be sama Yusufa Drame ifana be fe jangi sama Kausu Jata Gambian Savio Buba Samate be sama jang Lamin dambakate ifana sama Kausu Jata Umar Lumlum again. Thank you very much. Your comments are quite catching. Keep it up. Mustafa Kebula, Mustafa Kebula, yes, sama. Madame Ture kundanku funditanan we nabi be dial. Munebe filla. Ye konton. Let me see. Mashallah, na brother Solfina Dunda. Sol Dabo from Dotland. Ngesama. Italam post. Koro dinda, koro fundinde. Nyango iko dabo kunda angkol mu julole, dabo jula nyol. Adula mu julole, koro watu level. Yo, lami konte, ifana ngesama. Kama lami konte in UK lang, kodi. Okay. Karam Moriba Jabe, masala. Nyun todi atanye baki. Karam anima ebole to mala. Karam Moriba Jabe. Moribalam. Sadio Touré ngi fana konton sama Fofana Kani sama Keba Sabale saluto be ke Bless Compaoré Kunta Kinte copy and paste masane tekeno masane ngi sama yo masane barni nan londo be kola le ngana dura hodo Ibrahima LS Dia ngi France sama Bax keke ndona Fabakar muy Fabakar Fakeba sama barola brora keba sama barola brora zahende keba Fakeba mu fongol zahende Atelma barola campaign manager. Aja drama ngi sama. Yeah, Lamin Conte again, copy and paste. Okay, okay, my brother, you will see me. Definitely, you will see me. In another London gang, you will see me. Snoop host. Good morning, my brother. There is nothing like truth working in this government in the Gambia recently. Dawulang lada. Ha illa. Ndeka kuliji jang. Even ying damang. These alone, the commensal milkita jang damang. Nimia miracle, they are nothing. This is a sample, a random sampling. It's being used only to gauge the opinion of the people right now. To gauge the opinion of the people. Momin ka fo yoko to nyabu katama man sakunda ko. Banko donly I mean it and the Banko don't have lost confidence and that they have no trust in this government. That is a problem, a big problem. One thing again na kachaba nyato. Nkanyi mfolo na dia mokono jama nkafo. Mansakunda should be credible. Mansakunda should to guard their integrity. Because at the end of the day, they want to have good reputation. Because good reputation is an asset for any organization or individual. Reputation, a good reputation for that matter, is an asset for individuals or organizations, either public or private. Reputation is key. You need to guard it. And it can take you 50 good years to build a reputation. But one thing only, within seconds, can destroy all that. And they may go for good. And more often than not, they don't leave organizations standing, they crumble. Because the power of the people, our counterbalance, our counterforce, you cannot get away with it. Almalonko, let me put this again in another context. Almalonko, Gambia Mansakunda, Ngamirako, they are getting away with all this. Hanide. Kujama bi jengkanya le fa kabere na programme kumfolo la ngam fale. Wala ñi nek ñim social media and ñi bi mol melan ko be ite aussi kan ka diamu gambira kola online lal to taru ngani fonko. They are making impact. But the overall akamune fa nango lañu ko the news headlines in that country akamune fa nam project to our development partners. Either it make them scratch their head, Kajeko, you know what? We need to watch our step. We need to watch how we're dealing with this government. Because Nimansa Kunda, it can mean for Anika Baramena, Sane Banco, but Munafanambije, Banco Dolu, Emmanuel Trust. Munatine made trust. They have failed to make. They have failed to respond to the needs and aspirations of Gambians. There is trust issues between the citizen and the government, or the trust issue between the governed and the government, and that radiates in many negative ways. It affects our credibility, our credibility internationally. It affects our economy. Because all these brouhaha, all these scandals, all these corruption, headlines you see. Abenyin ponis kanne. Aliadom bang, alimadom bang, abenyin mol ponis kam bakel. Because ni isa no ni sa no bay ta keno la kotake o tambitade wannan kale ko duniya tambitade kacha jamal banyato bi kudo bi je wol tekkeno la kotake duniya ko bi hana kita a matter of seconds you cannot suppress the truth imagine ñi bele fanan kayatin kayitan den ngat la fala ko to nyaala be leban ñi bankon ka because in yung time will be keleka kuri mo kurun nin time will be keleka time will be keleka o time on is telling them that you got to do it this way. You cannot do it any other way. If you do it any other way, that time is not on your side. And we will continue to fight you. O time on yimbola kono jamano kono. So kuriya do bije at tenola hanakete fana. They regret. The people behind it sooner or rather than later, it can regret it. Because it bust. Na bust up dalat. And ngani fana ne fana ne faleko. Nko kuna buka nukuno kotake njamano kono. Nane ko fana falente. I know what I'm talking about. Ku buka nukuno bi benyin jaman benyin tilo men kono. Tilo le kere men ko very very powerful. Tilo nyin afatiata. Tilo nyin amana mala tabaki. Wala na bi ni mi yamere ko you are going to get away with Korea for too long. You are ibe fane nene ka. Janni mo bo ala na fo fana fo kalon ne andi ibe murulan to lekan ngafa ko mo aleji mo fanyele. How many times na ndora nyim platform mo jang sida jang nka vale ko atol man sakunda mo lu miliyan ngal do ko la. Watch your back. What you do, watch what you say. Ika muy kay dum mun kulle kono. Ila tebula la mun kulla ajibe akesande. Fonyi ni luata taliban. Fonyi mun ku kendol tiba because you will soon dance to that tune. Fonka vale ko paransoro. Paransoro akeke paransoro de. Save yourself all the time. So all these elements in the back kokono. Wala nan ka fale ko to nyala be laban. Kuriya kolu is a matter of time. All these things they are not sustainable. It's a globalized world, and the globalization goes in many. It is. We feel there's globalization in many aspects. So dunia bo dunia to lokono. Oto hanika bi si continue kan baade wol sama lamin fofana kan ko te genge sama nake kende ba Musa Sedi fana ka futama Musa Sedi ngo la ila wolu nga Musa wolu nge promise le ko mbedu nda mbelin ko kile kilo be bota hakilo bele bota but ngamela memengela nimbora programme la mba jibe nga reschedule. I really want to see you. I really want to invite you, Kacha. I really want to do that, definitely. Isama mone be Germany. Yo mobe kontonye je. Musa Sise kundango ngefana sama. So badulu kala samaro kola hanikabi sinna Kachal continent min kamala duwa sinawo kenyada walla hanu fountain si duwa fananke mombe wulta Cairo kono walla momo wulta Cairo kono alma Cairo continue la ba dunia fanan bi askeno la dolto somanda dol ni ko la wulta na ni ko yawo ni ko yatre kan alma falene kontane kuti walla alma ni ko nyin alma dandula kilal alo mare alma besla jada kende alma du monon be kambe so simala ani harje fion fondin kewlu hamobe waralen ne bankola kolan de sane hamobe waralen ko singa ndo kule ko non ne banko kan andum mbota kule fanan kono nata banku dole kan no bankol mol tarle e be la kule samba kan nyami o bankola kol bita kan nyami nga mbe ñoo jibe kan ibe ni mol be intra kan ini banko mol la alfa alber intra indirectly ikoje nyaadile ikoje through their public service ñol equated through the citizen participation in politics, the citizen participation in everyday citizen affair, everyday life in that country. Banko mole kanyoje nyadile, ikadiamu nyadile, ika interact nyadile, nyimbe mu citizenship lot. Mojen banku dole kan compared to ours. Ndolna rajibe, yes, Gambia, we are a great nation through our value system. But our value systems are now under attack. They are under attack. Kumantara lono nganyile formoli wato beton ko democracy or democracy, development or development. Anyata le kam ka hadma dinga la hadma yalla kamaldi bari ñun kono fana na ada ko dole bije fana kana culture fana de ke balunde alongside with it. But ninto la ko be no low value system will be they are all been destroyed. But that's alarming. Bi ala jibe mune bula ka modu bula mun kule be kering e ka mun jila min e ka mun domoro la domo fo ka molu hakilo ta ka mol falindi ka lo mol kalo e ka alifal kon don ta ke nendi sangar len o culture bodna mun tol. That's important. That oman kunun Gambia that wasn't the Gambia we knew. No. Social media is evolving, yes. Mobe because we interaction kabo molu bulu anin alfal bulu mo kulur gulalto. That space is shrinking. Urumo mol ka bendami alfal dindol ka alfal taram tanyal jibe e ka alfal kul jibe adika kujama kare bulo kono. Nunto oka keno mol ka sibla kino because tamo fele sign tamo nata. And then in social media, there is less interaction, physical interaction between Dolu and in Ula Jamal Tema. Chakoni Tamo Fanankono. Pari, obey Nyawande. Il value, but a family minkono, the value system. If Fundita Nyawande, Kita Nyawande, Umanyan Kifali. Mune Bentolikan, Walla, Omol Botana Muntole. Midi kalo bi kan alfa kunkonde wota iman kia anymore kuma chaw miyalan ko agwarata ubonna mun tole fo jamano bi jamano miyalan ko mbole ko wala ko mole ko ngal continue nganna ada ko be tangi be burka hani mi sanaro be nimmin tema ni ko be sanaro be kala dan ayake kudote ayake tanote mo be ba impatient ubonna mun tole but imagine with all the democracy in this country, with all the rule of law, everything being based for this concept, this universally accepted concept of governance, despite ila culture, ila adon, ila value system, they uphold them. They uphold them firmly, unapologetically. You may agree with them or you disagree with them, but they stay true to their values. Bandol dun kana wolle kank wolle university ko ngamurongo ndel wolle tal bamba nyam ndel ngana ndel ngan tal ndel kana kan lo kan tal tinya o yakana watal so ni aje wol kawtinya o mo mini ko kranke we look up to those people okay, come on, the elites. The elites, ni when they go back, you ngana pras balta ngadila. It is left kana kan jamfa. Adu ngani mfolo de mera folo ko. All these learning cultural values will be begin in the dunia telo min kono. We can turn them into millions of dollars by creating market condition for them, by marketizing them or monetizing them. more from funded. If you look at Nollywood, if you look at Bollywood, you'll be more you'll be more other cool like a military and a Nigeria other cool you'll be more arts and culture. You'll be more arts and culture. Neither Senegal GBB. Il a nyoborom GB. So many people are employed through that. So many people are earning income, high income. Where it has that avenue, that arena, has made so many middle income people, has turned so many people into middle income earners through initiative or innovations and other stuff around our value system and culture in this day and age. So dunia meron be is a virtual world. Dunia meron be is digitalized. Dunia meron be is competitive. Dunia meron be kanyo nyaka nyo jele. Sai mobe onyaka nyo onyo wo dinkrat wo in wo virtual environment on yunkono. Ni moli nyabote ta fedron. Efele e dunia gagné. Efele e gagné pas de dunia kono. Because meneketa ikibaro mindi molla yemin project mol ye mol nyawle je they become interested and yemon attract. So mol mi lan ko ka boy attract yo attraction ko kana ila banko kan in the form of tourism and everything. Mbading umu bangwe gagné balti. A typical example in this continent again kon ning ikila democracy bi nyaw nyandi la ada kulu is stay true to them. A good example of that fella. We can nala Saturday, Thursday and Friday we bank holiday teacher because na mansamuso ama ala jubilee celebration lo wala be keri bare ñi monarch ñi ila ad kolomo bare ay min dundi ñi banku ay million min dundi ñi banku la économie kono ate banna ñi we keno kono momi yalon ko from round the world dunia kono mon min be chupen kan ja ñi banku kan kana kata Buckingham Palace ila ada kulu will be showcased to the world. The guard of honors, the parade, and in so many stuff, the royal families from other countries coming. All the people, all the tourist attraction, you come in generate in Bangkok. Namo imagine coming fale. Kodo mi bedunga in Bangkok because moneke me ada cool fight. Ye moneke hanitere ko in the in the present day modernization. E matna de ki la vaye la fonkul taye fay de statue ni we keno kono ni we Google jibe wala ye fonko jibe ye payment process on ye indication okay ni banko le economy will grow, the buying and selling mi alon ka be kene ni banko kan the market condition ifankal ne ko kule be ni banko kan dunia ku fanga creative le nga dunia fana understand be dunia ti lol be mun dunia ti lol kono na nyaton ko nyanta ke mira wala nyama to create opportunities for economic growth, to create opportunities for innovation for innovation and employment yan man sakunda ke mira wala nyama etete do ko dina la ñu mo bela but they should create avenues opportunities ko mol mata ke mako do ko wala man treke. So, Aliu England jibe this coming weekend. Même une fois que Alba ko le lam ko be ñu fokal. The parade, the media, the international media min famin jang kana min be jibe kana ko be cover. Monak jang bang e ka tonyale ka ko tale na economy kono. Bari ka kono ko min fanan ta ka pump into the economy. Afana ni na hajibe wala tan ñu molu. They know what the monarch is giving them. Mulka mon bladol van judgment amanke la femfende ko ila fenal donc ta Buckingham Palace kana don ka katar Buckingham Palace kana tarol ta wala kana je ka fa ko bijan o prestige ñing some people just wouldn't man because ngam mo doje na bende another airport ya yin kam mun hinat nan jang akana do just kana Buckingham Palace just kana come on just take photograph or kana je kana talota wala mala abuna all the way from Canada wala asini banko that tells you so ntolu ku nakaran nalu du kare alinga du koke alinga du koke alinga du koke so mbadi ngolu woto mbo duwa fanan kala mobe wala si beso hajarola ko le ko mo dala alaw mari almasonia na je alma mbesi la kambala na jamano almasumala fondinge akunto almasona na be kila barko mbari o kola kibarol nata kayitande molla ko samada tale gambe banko kam mbo fanan duwa kala na banko sénégalier walla banko dingbe sama monto alma ay gambe banko wati alma sama dialam be alma be menyi ngan sama kono sotoni alma ale o soto dinanna ale kanan ki bata kensenti Allahu akbar nim fudara jang ngam mira ko tek agriculture ne banko seno bunda Allahu akbar ne banko seno bunda sin lal fele sainten e mabe busy la kata konkol fita e mabe busy ka preparation olke wala dol bi je fan sama fele sa dum dawol dol be lal kan tinyaro ke lal wala ay modol la ko dol wota dum da ko dol to ay jaxalo natna how ready are we ñi nga ñi sang 12 months best pet wucu wacala milñen da kam makoy milñen da kasilo wala molye they have no plan if it can wrong in fonyo because muna nan koy man plan soto kumo do bije woldol kanyanta sinam ali tambe mol nyala ali do ko pari politico to nyalon politico is a everyday life bare ali concentrate sai ali bo fatam fancy diamola ali do ko you have a lot to do kaseno yirwande nyi banku sako be nyum wato min kono nyina nyina kala wato to kamol karandi ko Gambia nala ni sene banko be Gambia nala ni mo kendo mi ko do kulal sort du la beto be e lafta ka do ko ke alinga do ko sonande alinga mbulo di koto bare every time ne budget to announce ni na ra ko emission e mindi sene bundala e ka discourage e camera control is a joke fontele ngamune famuda wala ko yirwa fontele ngamune muta yirwat ni yirwa hanika bintel kono be mol bloko hanika bintel ka depend mol leka hanika bintel fan na locally produced found munka betale ngi be suppress to give way for foreign goods sako ni na do mo fa na security mbo guarantee no la nyaadele do we know what we are eating fenjima bijen ka domo aka ken kono toxic nyolati akana body system wala the congest bobra ka toxicate our body system wala kana ni kuran jamana na mialan ko baka kunna fe ben fankile ka obela demrodo mo na ko abura nan kara gundal ina nita just go take a look tab supermarket also take a look ika fewol dol nat nay with labels are we truly sure ko ñing kañ leke e ka doje ka label ka foko ñin mo sugar content ñina mo carbohydrate ñina mo ñinen abem dol bi yel manke to ñaati bare ndol be ñim bedo makane abenna body system mol tiñaka na gara ken ne abunda hayna je wax na mbayna in a sorry state of affairs sa intel ngodo mo fon beldo mo man jara kenda man na jara kenda soto ndara da min pour nga jara kenda ñi nje ngam fan soto no je fana man tar tamaka so ñimbe e yimbe lombo e bula kam president no kuma kalantam fola obe kumol fola man focus. Even focus, they don't have a plan. Kablim 2016, ngajale ko yene they came up with a blueprint, a national development plan that was aimed at rebuilding the government nation building. Nation building. Kaje ko banko tinyata yaje mere banko maranyami, banko nyanta ka reform, including institutions, including to change the orientation of our public officials, including state security agents, to change their mindset. In that, standard operation procedures you revise, such that the law becomes the heart of everything they do. That whatever they do, it becomes lawful. Whatever they are engaged in their operation, enforcement, law enforcement, they have to be the ambassador of that first. They have to bridge that trust. They have to win the respect of the people or regain the respect of the people. Because there is vital in the conduct of their duties. Ni more respect soto, e more buya soto, e more trust bill no, akadokula kulenditulo. While policing has evolved around the world, especially in developed countries, in developed democracies, or in advanced democracies, policing is evolving. And this evolvement, I mean it and want to call human right. Human right. But the police also have to be police. The police have to be police. The system should come, we should have a system in place, Kajako, the police are also police. When the police are left on police, akamoneke, it leads to arbitrary rule, abuse of power. No one is above the law. Bari, ñina mu koti mielon ko benn banko ka woto mbe duwala banko mole sama dimala alma nga soto mielon ko mashallah asim ma koy no bari ñin soto be esan dol biye wadol biye abidanna do moro do manala ete fem bonni no je ka ke fam koti bin sinto nato be ma koy no because munekita everything is against them jambandoji bebi nkami bayil bi to la kambe ni ko seno mbeka mi mirolo jambandote wo nyando fana bon nam kun ko jambando da manke fenti men sakunda sin lal ma kono menna is rubbish comme even tinko anan abaka dente ni ngamoy wato wote ni na sen lal ko mardo ika min be folo kana don jambando akan kam fa bakel e kamaran to lokko be mu jambandi man lalo londo bantol wadol bi jendal ka wurmon ka sanoke nyami we do what we call follow come to leave the place to follow pour ni kamala ninga sanoke jam o sannaka buka sanoko banko ngata bladol ka sanoke je de ningo fana ngada after ngamuruna ngblad so bale ko sang e ka sang mun blaje pour comme ka banko kyan fana fenke you allow all these macroorganisms ñu le ka banko ñi engage pour à la fonction se fonti wado bi hani ni ñu ngol ni solo e kan ni sol tay ke sidu lalo tare e ka ni si bo mi nan ke lande wala o kam manyo aka manyo men di dan dan la wala banko la aka warba to wani dan dan mi yak ni tu ni sol e lawo ba dan dan kono o mu jambal don ni seno ke oto non e ka jele ila fon ka sembo so jam ndre ngawjele and that's free. It's free. So ñun jambandol mi lan kon ke soto nan jay ite fal there chemicals mi lan ko ngenan na ngeke na banko ko jan son dale bari je experts ko they are going to even na banko le kem fundi la bari $2,500 e ba go sam e kilin sam e yakki la do amasi ita re muru nan ko te na 2000 so janite be la bukungo be ke no woti my brother ma be 10,000 spend $10,000 mo spend bara be selde sako ni nara kunkubal bo e kunkol siati bo ye ñoo fo bonde ye suna fo bonde ye tiyo bonde ye mamundo ye tin so bo ani kujama ite ma ite bo be keno nyadil so ni lat nande ko banko molu e sako na senegalu me ñasoto mbakad la moyla ni man si ngani midi people to mi non ka ketanji kam midi farmers to ngani million min bedu ndo to kono pour ita ni banko senegal kacha amanna ke fendi na manke political e ni wato basement political senegal hayna sai until if we had learned lesson allo midi people to alni senegal kacha tal nyadile par man kacha almim alibe min gibe ko mo kakati sunya keto kanyum kodol dila kila katol table kono walla ka muneke ka foy ko mbe nyinkela le nale abbe mu deti political ali oleke throughout ngajele nka ralil jibe da ni tana lora da bika wadu bi bika senela ku famoyje kambe rali ka dal 5 bang ite senela ku mona je namanka political karbe tanne kati politician ko de mol mi nan ko ni banko nyinin kam wala bi ila politico bela midi people to ya bi londe usen nek ko hamad bañol sifal ilo dawdan de kuma koto mali fola rek president fana man tar lolon kaje ko nata ñun ko fam melan ko public fund dépense ko minna ko kun fam minti ngane ngo kiban ani ngo kiban because million la dundo ñin tokon ali nga senen lalu ali ne kacha bang ali ne kumandi jang i fanlo i diam wa mune mula problème wonde nin ko bari tel ngo problème lon de bari la ni reality ka bet de ka fe state manage ka state manage le e ka molle nat na ye han pikina e lo jang microphone di le ke lo ne camera nya to la kala mbe president tentula mba jeyla ay do ko benna abe ñinni min ñinni abe ñinni to la ko be molti until we are sick and tired of ka mol kalo ka president replace ka ko nko na ake fana nyanta ka kele to nyala barla fo sa fa indi bar na ya ake fana nyanta ka kele bari manyen na wato be ngana tamo bespen nko ka lole wato beto ka president ka tentu ka jay ka min bar wato beto ngani ki jaya jamela mo bu ka taylo iman yani be diamale mafako mbe ya jambe harata ngalo ngam mo falle ke ka be mo abe kuja wala ke kanyam bangunga ngata ka ke mo kindote ngata lo microphone nya tel dola camera nya tel dola mbala kuma fulala mi fan ni Allah taala tema me min fogan o manki tonyati dol biye ya vole manam fo silala tan ba ni ma bar ni tere ko ko mo yesilantale wota hani me fam boda wala hani man jam fa kumo fan kono bari ka kumo la tambe al be nyi tan de al bi diam kam bu al barile al bu karto fagni al ñi nek to ñalo is your right ila political right lo media mo le campagne ke moy karto fay bari karto ka fay dalile kam o dali lolu wala tan mo la ko ñajal be karto fay la moy ñi nam bari ka mo le masilandi ha nale karto fay karnol dolye e be ñi le kala ite ko fo luwata ñu bankunga so deti politics let clean politics ibe min kala banko mo le tayo foye sako banko o toni manke politique tot so nale wato ta ka dum political na ni party political do you are squandering the times from people from public because o manken alla platform ot banko mo la platform la moti na namo wala jo kan ko o toni ka dépense so mo luwati nyalati in the first place but nga institutional sort jana mi ñane ko they can call them to order they fail president itlo president mo le ko mo fo wadu bi fan ka threatening ka mo lu maslandi fan banko dinu maslandi ngobe mo jande hani hebu man fo because ngamira ko nyim komu mo dan tan ni ko tintul dati je ikamuta e kan nene ten e kan divide ten Other people don't care. Yamina ko nyum ko mun kan ko kankar ko nan ko le problem ti so until we're out of it. Ngamina ko we had learned those lessons from Jammeh. But apparently it's still going. And then kanyang kumandang kamurunang ko rin for never again. Never again. It's a joke. It's a joke. So alama sama dia la kila barakoto. Bani ulu mbe wado fanantala ka Rohi Malik Lo ka once again ka congratulate ala presidency of Rafela Africa. Once again congratulations kuno ngajele insafako ngala welcoming jele kuno video jibe kan. I was so impressed ko Gambia dil ya muta fele across political divide and ngala diamo jele sotli kabra arrived na anim media engaged I mean for mashallah I was so inspired by that kajako yes we can political kenole but what will be the time has come to more focus na do koke and then that is across the board kabontul banko dingola kata fo nyaton ko so nyingo kono ay mo be lod la yitandi ka mo be tendu ka mo be jay ba ngani ko she was very emotional, you know, mashallah, because kulle keta and Rohi Malik Lo is a symbol of that mimbe kene Bangkok when it comes to women in politics. Rohi Malik Lo nga demanding history demanding millo ala court kabring abe Sweden ala engagement in grassroots politics for international relations was study and he became inspired about global events and the politics in general. Ala Gambe Bangkoka ka adadum politiko kono anda dunda party men kono wala United Democratic Party. For the first time in the history of Gambian politics, mi yalonko anamina nke Gambe Bangkoka musoye lo akola Africa mayor letter. That has set the stage for active women participation in politics. But it wasn't easy. Rohi knew because he was coming to a domain, it was male dominated. Or a field or career, was male dominated. So you needed to prove yourself, but you needed to also believe in yourself and never go back, but stay focused. And in that aspect, Rohi did fantastic job on that. Rohi moved emboldened, focused, and she achieved what she wanted. Nunko amang sonea ngam Rohi la campaign jele kabirabe lafta kila meyot muso moli be kumo moji kam ay kumo jamala moy mole ya attack le mole nying kol dol nat kol kono le karemu tenede karemu numolti wala karemu nyiniti ya doya ka kol beka. But personal resilience in everyone is also a very important skill. Everyone needs to try to adopt or try to build. Don't give up. Me anonko if you want to serve them. But Because I feel like this is a reserved position for some people or some categories of people who are stereotyping about women in our society. I'm important by Rohi. She moved steadily, and every now and then, I mean, she would never give up. Another lesson for all women in the Gambia. Another case, not only a lesson, but an inspiring lesson for many young girls or for many women in the Gambia. Aya kata bake. Tare ko kije milbe kafutama kao jona nying ka joni kala campaign okay to where she is today. Kudos. You have evolved politics to another level. So Rahim Malik Law, Kabanada BCC, Banjul City Council. All the skeptics, Milanko, they were there. Milanko, they felt this wasn't for her. This wasn't for her. She proved them wrong. She proved them wrong. Ala quality stayed focused, but what kept coming to me, ala campaign bekono, abuka, she was not too over. She was not overly expressing what she could do. She was very mindful of that. So atera political mint, ala campaign strategy minting, I mean cross. Very realistic. Very realistic. Ala ko be ko nyama, akola nyama among thing overly promise. But when she came, the little she said she was going to do, I started to live up to those things. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing it for PR. But in politics and the moral lesson we can learn from Rohimalik Lola presidency as Rafaela Africa. Okay, this is the topic. This is topical. It can even be a symposium. It can be discussed in public lectures, or it can be presented as public lectures. Kajako, the feminism, the feminization of poverty in Africa. Because the disempowerment, the blockage, the women are needing to fight to get to that place so that they can be key decision makers in our politics. Key decision makers who can influence decisions in our country, who can make, who can turn things around for this country. It takes leaders to do that. Leadership, visionary leadership. You have an aim, or you have set of objective you want to achieve, and by which time you want to make sure these things are achieved. You don't only become a leader, but you become an organized leader. And I don't know whether you people are paying attention to Rohi, but she's not only about to break record for a mayoress in the Gambian history, but very soon, Gambia will make headlines again in the whole of Africa. Ko nga muso sotomialan ko akeda Rafaela Africa la president kabona Gambia, and momo amda abe askeno a nyinke no lo, and I believe in that ko. She could even be the best. So I approached Nying and I looked at her manifesto for the Rafaela. I was inspired. And I believe it and I believe the min drawing her experience in the grassroots politics from Sweden. And then Ngajako, I vision minister about a girl child. I vision a minister for women, but I vision a minister overall democracy and this empowerment. It's very laudable. Kajako can na Christian community engage, or na Christian leaders, na Muslim leaders, can engage to think about women participation in this day and age is inspiring. And I want to commend Rohi for a great job, but this is not only about Gambia. In fact, she has made Gambia proud. And we will go with the comfort core. She's our own. And making a headway in a major African politics, like Rafaela, that attracts so many investors, that is going to attract so many development partners around the world. So Rohila involvement, Rohila participation, Rohila position in that means a lot for Gambia. And politics should not interfere with that with that reality. But keep up the good work. Just stay focused as you always do. You will get there. You will get there because it's a lot for Africa, and Africa be a when it comes to women, you will be called upon internationally. When it comes to women, when it comes to issues about surrounding poverty, because poverty, if you look at poverty, the girl child, the women are very, very vulnerable. They are vulnerable groups in that fight. So you have a set of challenges, they're going to come your way. But I'm sure, wallahi, you will succeed with the mindset that you have. The way I see you, you're prepared for this. And you are going to definitely succeed. I have no doubt whatsoever. Just keep Gambia proud, keep the flag high, but keep the women focus, women agenda on the table all the time, and the focus. Dunia bebe la mwelele, ibe min fokam, ibe min kekam. Not only Africa, not only Gambia, and not only even Africa. Now today, your name is on so many development partners like agenda gonna be. Those people will be looking at so many things. Interpersonal skill, diplomacy, the people that you're surrounding yourself with, and how you are projecting the whole of this big, something very iconic, the feminism. It's a very important topic in the international development. Very important. So, Rohi, good job, and we're proud of you, and keep making us proud. The idea that you have to free our cities of people melanko, they are left on school or they don't have they're not in formal schools, or they're not in education, leaving the streets, or getting rid of people, not getting rid of, let me put this again, to help Kamol Makoi to stay in school, the school system. It's very, very key. Banko don't nyanta kakarang. And it also fights against crime. But musol nyanta to hear, because development scholars, if you develop a nation, or if you educate a man, you educate a man. But if you educate a woman, you educate a nation. Iko ka kuomi obilor ndani lo lekang. Melongo you'll experiment le, because musola role in the family, from family level right up to national level. Amanki ko be discrimination on de kam kiol buka kata ha but muso every time muso ke mira family the back the family force muso na ko do soto ake mina wala dimbalti folo ma fo ke kiol buke mira nyana yes kiol mo fanan kata lalete so na African settle they are the breadwinners most of them but time is changing muso jomala fanan bi mira ko they are breadwinners wala kata mar sorto wala kan dugal ke muru nan ko take yenna molu ya tabiro ke dimba be wadu be kew buka ma be no fato wadu be kew dol be la burudo buka duwoto so we have to be realistic you never care so muso the stereotyping around women it needs to change so that our development projections or our development trajectory can evolve can bring so many meaningful development for us and our generations to come. So Rohilo, thank you very much. Good luck in your presidency, and also, of course, your mayor as well, your mayor office. So, badulu nimboto lafta minji wala ndeko white paper. Last Friday, Pamudu Bojang kachalal soton na platform ko jang yelon ko kijera bo kono le wala mu victim de la presidenti kijera and Chongan was also invited. Mr. Toure Karamba was also invited. And then Juma Kodeke and then Mamadi Sise, they were invited. That was a good conversation. Pamudu, thank you for arranging that. And assessment of the situation. But they are very thought-provoking panel. They didn't only analyze the realities, but they also set the tone for people to look at this white paper again. And I want to commend all of them. In the cabinet white paper, I was so impressed. Follow what I put a yardstick around or a caveat around it. I hope it is translated into meaningful actions. Nejem bofula ngani mansa kunda lon ngelon ne ekaminfo ekamin safe ani kana bara min reputation min din tolla they have not yet proven us wrong. All our skepticism is around these areas. And when we are dealing with a government, they are hardly credible. That is the conclusion here. They are hardly credible because it can mean for an baraminda. So nganyum file wato beto. Mansakunda they strives on credibility and legitimacy. But when these things are undermined or when they are hampered, ni langilo also wrong. Mansakunda doku akakole bakele. And we need a very responsive and very efficient Mansakunda. Because we need it. We are sovereign people. We want to move collectively. But we can only do that with a very visionary leader who is aware of our time, who is aware of our challenges, who has plans to deal with those challenges head on, and who understands the sovereignty of the masses at this point in time. But who understands the majority of majority of Gambians want justice. Majority of Gambians want to have a closure. All these victims want to have a closure, but all these victims also want never of this to happen again. Never again. So I'm working on Yadile. Fanga molle soto. Milanko ibukan nene. E mol bunya e mol respect. E banku don bunya e banku don respect. E ranyantul bunya. E ke danku molla. E molla e politiko bonde mdamang tema. E focus. E loi londi amahani mi bake. Mbenga janne. minisal besida mol television o ngatin tola ye kaliba leke ningo kaliba e mandan ron ka kali boy alqur'ano mute bloko dole bible mute bloko kaliba lo iko ngan kali mbe tonya sabatindi la nde monya kun kono jibe la nde sila la monya adun de badi ya sambalje nde kanun de ya sambalje mbe min kila mbakila ko anin sa probita ni luwaita ala makoy kajim defo ha mbe kugu kala ani luwa bitale yelo fo ye kali ala ye moy ite ma hani bo kali o fan ma hani kitabo lande folo ma hani alquran lande folo e kata fatam fansi kolif ite minister e kat kole ke minni luwa manta mi ye luwa soso mbaden wo yenda murula ala kanne ko teke ya dane because ye kole ki jang ya ye kali minna e min ngane site yo tinyale akamanda ko ni isun karota yan sun karo ngane site e ko be sunne be nyinde nyine kala idata e josunya e do moroke e be jumal ne kanja e mandar ala ne ka bari ku jaw bala fanam amanda ko ke fanga mo ala nya sila nati bari shatar ko e be min ke kan man ka ala nya sila nati because alquran mo tay kali ko be nyin kala ite kili muru nan publicly ye ku ke minne o manta o to yete mari be ala so kolla I'm sorry to say so white paper ki basa wala ko de ada to nyala mbade mulu nimma nyinje damanda nyamaji ali nga ko bebula nyeji be damanda nyamaje ko ka implement ko nyini afele mammi van understand ngene faale kelebe kelekon sa min nyanda kela man sakunda man choice to ka because loi mi tan wala ko sa ni TRC la kolke ya di le man sakunda le pour yake nyanda ka start implementing by tele sa ka ele fa ko interfere because lafta mi tan wala ko ele fa committee do la fana lola committee do la fo commission do la fana lola fo mun kulel ma fa ko netra ko be prosecute la mo fa de bare kana do kudo fana londi kaje ko be tout arti constitutionnel kudol ki dañame ngam sa tambiro state la min ñanda to dajolo ñande ko min ñanda ko prosecute ali prosecute ba o prosecution damma is reconciliation because ni al wol prosecutor say mol bi so start ka ñabu e bayla ko mol finance la saraje ko rentre ko man tay compensate la because it life compensate no dol la balwo dol minkira wala hanisi mun million dila ate fenkino because neo is priceless jata kende is priceless moto remplace no hani hisi mun ki to remplace no ibo ne wo remplace wala tibe ibi murula ko tege yo mari abidun nyami yata ayamuru ndo nyama modun to keno ma fa ko de comme ka mo isi mo tritno ay mura nyama bari la njuro do biya na lata mo kan ya dila kati wala dila tinya la njuro to those cars they remain forever nto murundu no lan to bondi no la kete nga murunda minun nyame bari si mingi lo nyinde ko si ashoko milio ketulla e telefonalu they pay ultimate price for that no man get be kulia ko sotla de because you never again at a leave la never again but baro be muleke kam baro la politiko be muleke kam be is all over again so never again start from baro himself aka mem for molie anabe min baraka ko banko kam but it alti white paper no la ko never again albe memorial londila a toto ado molto saveje yes as a reminder never again it doesn't stop there Ibrahima Chongane Mimfo I commend him for that and I agree with him entirely what we need to go institutional reforms institutional building is key nana ñu fala nu janne imagine bi Ibrahima fana wol 5 ans so imagine last Friday Umar Ibrahima Tonga Yari Echo. This institution building. Ngaleko, reform. No reform will remain. No reform will be realized. No reform will be made as long as the law stays the same. There should be legal framework to embolden, to strengthen those reforms. The reforms needs to go, yes, we can come up with reforms. But for us to cement those reforms agenda, then we have to have legal backing. Yin loi kendo le mantara ubanko ka. Ori formula netre ko hanbe bimento o public order act ni ko me ko they are going to revisit that as part of this never again. But let's see what this government is going to do. Mine binakila ntebe minjibe kan. Mbe minjibe kan min sina keno mafako in fact let me refrain. Let me refresh that. Mafako min binakila. But min sina keno based on what the past events means based on the past events, all of them they come with excuses, ka delay again. Nimero barola nim 5 years baby kila delay tactics let. Me mune folale esina mune fono molie. It's possible. I'm not saying they're going to do it, but it's possible because of the history, based on the history, the pattern of their governance. Ika kulpe ibe kul samba kanyabe. Esi muruna le yavo mole no kodo mansoto manjinke no capacity building kodo mansoto nyine soto because kodo da mal kodo sunya kanne hanbe bimendo kodo sunya kan corruption is endemic and we want never again. Ama hani me bake be jumala moy kan iko funding ko be more threatening kam ba ka so threatening kam a very serious threat like that because he's associated with President Barrow or is close to President Barrow hanbe be min do mamoy ga ko ya arrest ba ninte la min ko na de bultan nga mo threatening that manner namo hani nyim banko nga ninga kija I'll be arrested. It is more threatening in such a manner it made them police on nyim banko. But hani kambe bakale jele bar ni tere ko kamitan din kami jebi on ko as long as it be President Barrow ba ma fanatron he said koku ke and you get away with ni na 22nd July movement on lot gambe banko and the consequence of that hanbe mimindo is a regret for everyone. To have a group of people who can go on rampage and terrorize people, nothing is done about it, or nothing was done about it. We had that before. We had a group of people, men and women, young and old, going after people, terrorizing people in the Gambia. TRC kujumala fomole inyapita milikan. Emil intimidate, Emil harass Ubankoka, Iranyantul Tinya Ubankoka. Scientology never again. We're now seeing another person. Oh, people are doing that. People have started doing that because of they think they are close with president, so they can do anything. And niya often kubukana kenoje. Nina na tiling kulata back, but niba tilina nyatonko nyandeka tiling mo bete. Itele alquran muta ifane kaliko ite mobola moto ite badi yaji bela ite kafunya jibela ite kanunta jibela ite uji bela bar nina tonya la tonya flam ibe tonya sabatin la mobe badu be luwale fodola anything you do should be lawful sa ni moyo ta ay luwatinya anda ba ke kan ko mi jiko kama ko hisa so tru ite na tay man ibe dere man ku ke okono mune be nakila sama ko ya ku bala natleka man fo ka understand ba because munekata dole bi takila loto e ko be ku kila auto bari because yenya kas nyi domenna people will also come it up people also will more fun people will bring that up kafako nyina folo ya kitang iya moy iman ku kyoto par ñin dola ake bare ñin do gamira ko ino man tar ku kile. This is a problem in Gambia. Nyaton kaya inyanda kasila hadma din nyala nin ko inyanda kasila hadma din hako ina kasila la baki because billahi wallahi hadma din hako abuka sama do abu dolbi abuka sama batu jan ñin dunya folo ko no ibaji la ni amena ko banko la president ya yanda nala fonko e bol tala min diate yake wallahi is going to be regret. You will regret it. What a lua tamandi. You have to be bold enough. Kanye ko lua avoko look. It is support la. Yo ke jorati katamul haras. Jam nyimbanku mbedwala tamandi la. Niko ndek folom ndelum mo folote miye kali kombo lua tamandi la. Oto motata na kam motata mbala ibo mol haras la. Sako kanyum nandiri balta kamol fo ani kamol tretin hani ndakela so nyanda ka kuka woto ni kuka woto bi sama sina it sends that signal that message ko ni moro matu wallahi han sako wandila kabriye jole so to meet the people to sorone election campaign ko no jole so usene dabo nyininka kay ko nim may nduriye non so mdana ngamena non sura ako nin fatala sa ko mo fatala sa ko be kere nin mole sunyaro ke abu munekel ay meite wala nyana ko hani may ndur ako hani may ndur ni a tele ko tele bulo matala abe example set la this is what mbe nyi ninka man dingol ka fala nim muro matu wala sa ko wandila nyaton ko mo bela akole beka ete kile muru tan ko teke kabri ganya de ko say mo be kala mo bela president ete la xode record sa de fem dun dañum inde do ko na bako funt ete mo bela president okay e ko ngabe ke client president mbo kenon kilindi nyana ndikrete ka ko kululu e ka kulle ke melen ko kanda male fatam e ka fatam fansul nati ndam malte dole bi no lake e si buso si ka yol bulawol no bar dole bi yake bayi wol be faala ko to e nya kas wol o mo fatam fansul te mo e ka fatam fansul nati ndam malte abe kola la bakil ele maralo be kola la bakile ni man tele mol ndam malte Wallahi, and the people will have the last laugh. So tilimol tema lua tamande. O lua killing ibam puta wale koma. Ye kuja maki. Ye mol appoint jang. Ye mol bondi jang. Ye lua killing. O lua killing lunde kote ke kaje ko ibe koko gala ay ke luati. Become lawful. Foi mana ko inaction of the action of the is it can be unlawful, but even your inaction can also be unlawful sometimes in the face of somebody breaking the law. Some of the crimes Yajame has been indicted for is because he knew what was going on. He knew people were committing wrong, and he never stopped them. And he even encouraged them. Or he did nothing to stop it. In the crime of the indictment, a fire command, and he knew Kukulbe caring, and he failed to stop them. And Nyaton Kaya comes with responsibility. When things are going right, it's the people you comment. But when things go wrong, you have to blame yourself because you need to fix it or you do something about it. But if you fail, you'll be indicted for your failure of leadership. for failing to come up with solutions. So I think it can be. President Barrow is enough. Ila Politico was characterized by this kind of politics. Yemul na ila platform ko ne yelon je alifal doya nyum bankun kam e kajele foy ke sin wulende yemul na de siol doya nyum bankun kam inyana ifala the searing global. You did nothing about it. Yeah, e kajele ko pan bandin fanan ko take mol bi nyaade e be ñin kuma sifal fola it global ni bangunka police tulo boy ñin be ñin kusi falla alman fen amanterke and you want to tell us ko never again is going to stay. So these are all things we have to be aware of. It can mean for anika bara minna jamani mansakunda has a problem. So when in this white paper, let us take it with a pinch of salt. Aninga amirade ko it's also possible ko minga jane commissioner of Francisco Jane. Ele kuma nendia kumolu ele kuma fangolo wote dawda jallo ay menke député bonkono when it came to this no million min best pen constitutional review commissioner la court foti le man nakure kay campagne ba ko le politico dunda kono to make that a futile venture for everyone. Did they care about how many millions were spent in that? No. So all is easy said than done. Ikani mimbe fo benyinkela. Aligata. Ni akede me mo na nganye me commend them for their bold step they have taken. But until that, for me, I'm holding my breath. And I'm taking everything with a pinch of salt going forward. You must secondary reputation, based on the secondary reputation, based on the past promises and delivery rate. Eka mim for anika baramin, anibana baramin. New beta ya be calculate ya be art is deflating. And I think it is not good enough to believe they're going to do something credible this time. But Niake, why now? Well, better late than not. They can do it. And when they do that, we will commend them. But until that, but never again, especially in the policing. The community policing, the whole concept of policing is evolving. Gambia needs to do a lot more to make that institution fit for purpose. Na tankaro bunda benyame wankokam. It's very sad. Kujamal dundu nyokono na dibitolu fanalu mbal danila. Alenga kujibe. Why people should be left unaccounted, especially people in position. Nyimbangu nganja. Prime Minister, COVID rule allegedly I will break Nyimbangu. He was investigated. And investigation report will flavor Funtika. And now Alamol Fanleba start kan kafaiko, it's time to go. Because I feel like parliament mislead. And the misleading people here, especially when you're a public servant. But at the same time, for now, as a citizen, that is why we must also not mislead the public servants. Especially when police you are giving them wrong information, misleading information, knowing fully what you are telling them is wrong. You are falsifying the truth, or you are not speaking the truth. That is also a problem here. Because system will be a member working. Institutional will be a member they are holding people to account. It ajibele ko Prime Minister Jang, Carlo Minti. No, mini fan mo o high position key holder solti o position key position holder si wolle fulo ka loi tamande jam wolle fulo ka ke ambassador ti when it comes to obeying the law, but when they break the law they suffer for it. The system of Prime Minister this Boris Johnson is a matter of very soon he's going to be booted out because Jang Molu if they also learn from some of these things before if could never again before they storm before they norm. So I think a serious in the Bankola court. Yes, let them be before Kandesan. Time is not waiting on Gambia. Gambia countries are moving forward. Bangkok Bitakan next door neighbor, Senegal, they are at a different level compared to us. Will Senegal in Deldanne. Bari, amanga ko itella katako waratan till today. Amanga ko itella fanang I mean malum bafanya. Isi min keno fransa keno. In fact, telephone si kuro fan keno Senegal to keno la. Because alain solet amang kanyandi. But telephone never quickly wake up from our slumbers. We have so many potentials. Let us tap those potentials to our advantage. And we compete. We need to compete. It's a global market, full of ideas, full of opportunities, full of innovation, business opportunity, investment opportunities. Let's go out there. Let us be a good actor in that competition. Let us offer. Let us sell and buy and sell it. Then we can bring enormous progress or prosperity for our people. When we become so passive. And the politics, we need to understand the politics, the sub-regional politics, the global politics, our own national politics. To know what are against us and what are for us, the opportunities and the challenges, the weaknesses. So, institutional reform is very key in this, and I agree 100% with Brother Chongan. They need to make use of the experts. They need to tap into the Assalamu alaikum Tunko.
Konade
Nimbara. Maybe diare.
Alhamdulillah, munebake.
Alhamdulillah. Mbe program wala lafa contribute.
The program wala lafa contribute kan mbe don kan nda kundita.
Okay.
Pero the lafa kuma kilin ne fola ngalo ne general topic le bara ngalo in TRRC le white paper the temperament of coming one of the subject of discussion the most in the Gambia right now. Kaya ko lang kam fang mo ira ngamera umila.
Ngamera ibe fang ko is kamba headphone is kamba fo.
Yeah, mbadango bondi.
Yeah, new bondi like we will be fine.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, well, the subject of discussion the Gambia B. Okay. Coming new white paper mansakunda ka for damen to eko yeso ye so nyanta punishment or mention la coming yeso bondu kono le coming imota nti amera molu nyanta coming yalo lua manke ko don itata law school le inyanta lonno la le loi men fo just based on itata law school yala hadama din ala talla ka hakilo di mola le modo e fendo karan do e wisdom o soto je wala ka fisi ata me ya karanti because do ka fendo karan do ka di fenno okay ni na te mira nyine ka kumo men fo that does not hold any water Kafoko Tiara Sibiri Nata a mandate mendi Wolong from Yaya Jamela 1994 Katafo January 2017 Ibewole Kisikisla. Coming Fofen Tambita beyond that Umantra Tiara Sila mandate kono. But at the pen tale muneketa beyond 2017 January mente taranola Tiara Sila mandate kono. Okay. Saying Azumko Jongula liye mota ya ye bulole ta ya bunki dole la ya fa. Okay, bulo bela. I don't know how I'm going to sound here. But nte amera bankudin killing kende nyanta fundinola le kamansa kunda sunyina ka royal nyanta fundinola le kanyun ko different kalonko. If there is any error, the error is on the part of the government. Because soya lonne or structure they are within Tiara Sila Dokol Kono. Bin Tiara Sinata ye Tiara Si Londi. Ena ele Tilimbalia Menke, Hanjanin Tiara Si Belola. Soya lonne ko structure Tilimbalia Keta will let all done their center of attention. So ni soya structure ta. I demolish just to uncover the gruesome activities that took place during the time of the NIA. Kanana si ka fo banku di nglia ko o mantara tiara sila mandate kono because biru be o kala tumo menna ayake beyond masakunda e wucho mendi pour tiara sinyanta concentrate lawa sa en kamem fo e jang ni jongula e mo aya bulole taya mari fa walela sai bulolo nde bulole yusie mo fa kodi okay sai te amputate janin tiaral sila yellow barite mo le fe bulola sai ko imanyan na fenkelante la biko nte mo fam bulole la bari naw bulo mantara mbala sai janin tiaral si belola wa taranta bulote mbala. How do you rescind that? That Pocho chamber will be Clara Sila mandate Konole because it is where the tortures took place. So more any structure more move forward or less structural change destruction okay ya kele dalilo le kamesita le kombatu so nyinke wato menna ayatrale TRC mantaro beyond that period imantaro investigate kam mbatu ngota ba olua mese atale mobe alonko the law is too complicated. But then mo nyanta sotolante la loyal kono wala banku din do nyanta volunteer la le me yalon ka be mata kunda sula nyim fanala so ena ene danku so manyana tala scot free an experienced security personnel, the center of attraction, the center of the main focus wolomu ikamulu lipa damenu ikamul timbalia dame wolomu ilao lara me jolol soto ani mbamba dinka ani kukotanlu so yalon ko kati timbalia keta nyille kam adun janado structure demolisla ila legal advice ya dandarla le ko kananyili ma fama dandarla altella company bi na tella legal advisor ko konate ibenyi memmala sangi tanyato e ba nyinin kala le de ni ya ma e men soro je 10 years ko tele asabu fama ba so e for another reason nyanta na la je amanya na mala ni aje company wolumin organization ol ka legal advisor soto wolle kay ya mari nyanta nyene kele manya na nyinkela abe nyinkela legal advisor kayne kana nyimma because wo ya lonko literal sinata na wolle be kala evidence wolti media lonko be kala evidence bamba nonti ena en la carola adun ye mel toto na tale ko nyindulal soto tale ena e fenkol operative fol fawol dankene ata ko nyin dinkiral soto tale so mune watin na sobe ngir bondi la ge mata kunda kane ka bambu so koma ka foko birin sobe wo kukela wa tara tiaran sila mandate mam futa wo dinkirama. How can you make that a reason?
That's a valid point. That's a valid point.
Obe keno la nyadile. Ibe NIA, ibe ni la dinkira talala nyadile dinkira me yalon ko kuriali ketawol. How can you separate the institution from the workers themselves? And how can you separate the structures of that institution from the workers themselves? Ibe ol fatan bino la nyadile.
Mina jele. Jebe ko ko na la fra jum fanan je fanan mala. Bari budong ilani fanan, it has given me another dimension, and thank you for that. Yeah.
So mole mulanyi noma. You see argue no in the court of law, and argue to them in the court of law. So we'll dance to the tune of his music because he deliberately he did it deliberately. Ayake tilimbali ale kama ayake nyine kama ko ni futa da ge tilimbali a menke da ka evidence for beret formalo mu crime let in itself. Ko be kamen foten ka police will mislead. It can mislead ka statement di la mente tonyati because he can loi la time always he can loi la time always nyame loi ke busa wala nyama. So koranto ka evidence ka tampat. In anywhere in the world that is a serious crime konate. So for more you male ba for lako, you know, when long ka evidence or tampa o crime let. For so long. Akamunta mo fa aya saren bla doto ite kafo marima yeta ni obon wo wuri wotula ali yeta ni ake bla doto pour ka jati kole alwa mol bul. So mata kundala ni muslim si excuse let nyinte resindi dalila fam te nyinte fam. This is an excuse. Amanke resindi fam. It's just an excuse. If yitale mata mbatu nga nyin tabi nga foten do sign nga nyin ke ninga nyin ke loi mesi atale loi ba fola ha TRC la mandate man fota nyin to ani TRC be NIA investigate kan o bunyi non NIA la do ku bulati o bunyi non ko be ketaw material evidence nyol be o bungole kono. So ni o bondi je akamuntale ko don yala NIA killing kando ya seden juru ya ay kuke kamake nyimbe wala nyama. This policeman is just like that. So mole nyim ko discourse ni mata kuna man pare kutala je banku din killing ka banku wala makato bayde loyal bembulle loyal kana tara mol bul banku ka wonya ma don banku ka tara ngay bo kono mo kilintina banku fasa fokeme te jamme nene ma wuri ya jamme la ko wala bang mona Gambia kilimbali akatara je mo kilimbu ka pare ka walande li nga fo safo mona nate ka kende te mde man ta je nende luata man za kunda kama Gambia bi misal fe ndola time wala be wesla maybe nta kenola ko kiti o tani nale nyinin ka. You understand it? But mol ka karto mo ke nya mo ka nyadum mo kilin ka nyadum banko la wala mata kunda kala mo kan aka luati nya kala fi banko din jamal bula problem ko.
Baraka bake. Ila dia mo bedala. Baraka. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Jemu kul melo nga kumata bake mfaka benna kul lafta jamla kolal. Bari budung tari nyama bari lafta lano yela temela bake. Ni white paper mbolo kumolo foka ni sola ko ni dinkira be nyame be kafla tunko male kala kumo sembentu ya yaje Usman So kujima be jikering nkamera nkakudo libye nka momi yalan ko is a very key person in Barola political. Here comes again, nkamifo Baro ni man telling kambeding tema. Ite mansa ila mansa kunda sambanya abakola le budubaki. Ngaton kaya is about being bold and said kaponya fasa kalau kalua tamandi ite te nyimbankun sambano la lua la be nyimbankun sambala ite si kairo soto isi nya soto because mo keta ko be tara lua la kan ifam bonde blame kol nin ko tan la ye bonu molni lual tema e lua bulay tama bari kana son fana nya mol nya bala e lualu tinyala because ite ne ka fronyo man ni han kay ni be do kola NIA ngajere so ning tiara sin koli kachame soto NIA dinkira do kabita da kumpa boro esa fale a ñinin karol milna anin mo koton je ay jabiro min di wolla anin min nata ke toñata anin min mu toñata anin kabirtu men nasita commission o ñatilinde ay kuma kan min foto anin aman la feka kol mi anin kol be jibe do it's only in Gambia man Sakunda will often associate themselves with those kind of personnel. Man Sakunda is about credibility ngani falie. Man Sakunda albala credibility when you are dealing with people like so. NIA has been the center of TRRC la commission on muna the commission of Wulta. Lana tambole keta. Lana tambo keta muntole NIA. Akita dinka jamalto bara a tamjirea na la mo fa ku jama bije a kumasta NIA do labanta suto le kono do labanta dula lolo to banko fanna dula to do balda prison no kono ali ngang hakilo murondi koteke NIA witnessol milan ko e ko ye mol lapijele fo e bala subolo e mol la tala e mol fat e mol fenki jele fo la bahi mol la body parts solo e ko la take assemble at NIA Yeromin tita NIA wallahi tallahi bi imfele walla ifele e ko bina memorial H 20 seconds kana wala ke memorial de kamol to safeje mbale memorial man tambe NIA fa would that should have been left intact for generation niko never again pour mol mi nango si muru nan kata ke kata NIA kaje ke tourism sundat as part of never again mol kana kataje ma si bol mi kata nyimbankunka hani na kindergarten ikata ka school triple ke kataje kajibe ko mun le kata jam a civic education na do karam multo kaje ko going forward what people should do to be good citizens ka loi bunya ka human right respect rule of law respect anding fanan kanyim bankung fanan ka lo nyim bankung that NIA place nothing should have been tampered. This flimsy excuse ko is not within the TRRC mandate. Hey, Bariolo, no Bulani Bankunka. President Barrow has done it again. President Barrow will never prove us wrong. Hankabi, he has never proved us wrong. Banko dinglu tilingi dem mang tema. Kanaf modol keteng. So it's not too special. Wala so special ko. He will not face justice. He will not face the brunt of the law. Or the brunt of what? The law he has broken here. So now, you want to absolve him from TRRC, or from this white paper. But now what are you going to do with so? You go to a soil loyalty as Mansakunda, as a credible government, trying to convince other development partners that you are serious about governance, you are serious about rule of law, justice, and you want to go scot-free? Because so has been this guy, Nana Mandia. I've never even seen him personally live. But he could be somebody melanko, he could be key part in this TRRC and white paper why he should be absolved. So Imang Kumaya Katambi, Imang Fisa Katambi, Mol Milanko, they are now going to be held accountable. Itinyaroleke, ye lual tinyajam. let's rewind the tape. So kabiri wo NIA wo commissioner ye nyininka ye foyte bota tocho kalama nyim bank nyim jande ba iko han ye nyininka fu nyim blado ka use as a tocho ba iko tam fen longoto bay na rabe ko e kam moy. So that's the misleading. You are even that alone, you're misleading a commission. Misleading commission. Misleading public officials, appointed, mandated to dig into something, and you are concealing evidence. Imanda wala. Ye mol mil faaw NIA bundato wala NIA dulato. Ye tajriya min ko dulato. Ye mol min tamp ye mol min bokka ye masibo min boy dulato. So ite ko kawol benga munda ko you are part ikawol mol embolden. To escape justice. That's the intention here. Let's just not nene wala. Nene. Moy tinyaro ke ha. Sungolam ya tinyaro la le nyinki ha pour nim police nati ye mari ye kramo nyin jibe isaje ko isalon ko binamu nekele to understand the magnitude of the crime. Say another yo tampa. What are you trying to do? You're trying to free the people. Minalanko they were found wanted. So freeing people because you will let me either the atele, well, you don't care about it. Two things. The perpetrators, you want to protect the perpetrators, or what they did, you like it. It could either be two ways. You are trying to help people to escape justice, the arm of the justice. Well, aiding and abetting. Mbadu lo aninga mida. Nkanyum follow. TRC witness min nata. Emim fomole demandena fo imabe fomole. Ma sibo wala boyta TRC. Sorry, wala boyta NIA. Ni aman lekam doesn't mean ko aman soto. Because mga model jamilan ko fitness ko e kanyem moyle kan ni NIA moyle bare wutu moy man believe ko muneka ke NIA bare kabiri dunda je ko min boyte kunkan e ko ina tanyina la kabiri fo lu mende be fay na tanyina la. Let's think about that. Silla samate. One day he was having an interview with Alma Neman Kafarakala Panderi. He had this interview with Pandere. I fully remember that. Ako ma sibo minka boy NIA. Ako wuro minka ke NIA. Sako suda ba. Ako nim bang gambe dilo to mo ya lo mo ne ba no. Ebe bulele mana nyapi NIA. Fente fonia doli bi ni wurta bane kawol jinkam. E kamo foi mukamay e kamo do bonde ke samba e nyinenka en sa fale nyinenka ye bude mun tole. Emuneje ngam mi ha bala mu nyaka baaje wala naka mun ni munneje e do mure samba ye jiole kanke lapin foy baloy faram maro bu sakile haniya ke mola imagine ite bimbe njibe kanjeng imira kile bu sakile yadi la don suma kono fole bu so kile do man kema fode wala man kuma do kile do badol bi ke lapile man wal man hapulong il afta min yelo ni yelo jay atita sarta wala yaaje ko say bu ke ni jino odo mal do ko je ka stop. Imagine fana ye mom da yasamba selo kono wala ina edlato bundal be so there is no light there. There is no light there. Dim fongo bu katara kono do atodum lampo bu katara je. So ite mari mel lorin something. Ibete bute ka ibu kalon buso kana dami ibu kalon fenne kana dami fodol be lapila mantral la bang fodol be lapila kudo ite mari be al halo kono things ka coming your way, you never know. So bram ye ngamoy fenkel ba kausla rom ye ne maybe fonko la malal ten dron atodum lightal ke dron yalon ko be posona min don ya fakar ba ke day within few seconds you see everything raining on your head or on any part of your body. Alinga jemira. iko yelo min bonta body parts min tinyata NIA bambadinka wala NIA fan sansan kon bari na sawar siata baki. So TRC nyanta NIA has been or had been key center of the investigation. It's a crime scene. A crime scene, Parliament Act of Parliament will establish for those people to conduct their investigation. When I married in 2000 from 1994 up to 2017 also, it married when it but it was commissioner Mianco, a Walter Wolikokama, it not a commissioner undermine, it not a commissioner do called Cacripulibri, but Namwe Tijarala section 36. Mufere Mianco as invoke nole against so because Moneketa I tiara sile ila do ko kolandibulo. He interfered with the work of the TRC. Any action, omission, or anything you do that is calculated to frustrate or to make the work of the TRC impossible, then almost you have broken the law. From Maje Yankuba Ture, what was one of the things they held against Yankuba. Because Yankuba Bafoka Muleko, Al-Kanata, TRC, he was trying to dissuade some witnesses coming forward. So that's a contempt. So could be all beligible in another loi, in another loi. So Alioki Yankuba, so Mune so is so special ko, Aleko Milandi Yankuba can so to Altola La Choka. But TRC, they should have done that. Come here, Mingi Yankuba, they could have done that to TRS. So, but so to more, Mansakunda, Albemin Namonia Lande. Ali Fatam Fanso Bula, Molda Maltima. Ale Dolkele Milanko, Albe protect for no reason. Because they are manipulating, they are very manipulative. Those figures are very manipulative. Yatul Faltali Al Nondi. In the first place, rather than those people can go scot-free because Yalmutali Yal Nondi Kubala and need Ninduadino Kudu Lokono. We know it. Near just Tonal Sifal Bialanko, they can even Kubela, Kumandra Bokanje. Because the guy, you like him or you don't like him, but he's smart. He's a very smart fellow. Millions were attracted by NIA. NIA account was never audited. So ngobe janden. Ole ko limbeke no ye kuru kara limbeke. The same man is here. But for NIA officer, those people never again. This part of people also do koken with NIA. They talk to us. So I be called Minna, even in Falling Rocket, so I be found me, NIA official found Ruby, I left it, even the man manipulated. Ila officers of the man found. According to some of the information that came to us. We don't have to disclose our source, but this man was very manipulative. Allegedly. So, the truth is, Banko de Lokomi to Tunko Minfo. Alin Kakarson Wako Bela, Watu Benyam Kusifadla. Ninko never again. We also have to be agents of that. So, Kaso absolving Kokono. Tonyale Kujumana for Kobakele, but even war, Ngafaleko, let us wait and see. Whether if Ibo Fankila Fotakila. Because the Lefa Kujamalunda Kokono. Nkanyum follow jam fam benim bankunka awata baki o jam fa kire han be min to solo sande na case bo jam fa le kono never again man ke dam mandi they should stop at memorials comme is at 20 seconds o fam nte dam mandam etam NIA la blato, it should have been a very good memorial place. The more better of a Hanim baby go, there are ghosts there. Those victims, they were tortured to death. The ghosts are still at NIA. And billahi wallahi ta'ala barna kuma kilim fala jam. Ale nak ñu kumota alia underline alia sa fi ay tral bulo ko. Ngamira ko so is absolved, so is not absolved. Dunia, let's take a moral lesson from this white paper. But let's take a moral lesson from all this. Mo nganyim falle watu beto. Kuwa kuniaki kuja woto. Lumbe sile bebulo laje. Isi bulo laje. So we'll dance this tune. I minke. Asime nyaw yanding. It will law will reach so and so we regret this. So a minke is a crime. Akata nyim bankon le kan. Nyim bankon le loyal tinyata. Whether nyim mansa kunda nyaka sole bang, ime nyaka sole bang. So wallahi one fine day hanam amanke nyala. Nyino sina na dingo ko na afanye emin fo sola ko wala ket. Mil bebe nyinko kono be mi lafta ka be prosecute. Wala da fala liya. But wala da fana fele mole mi nan ko they are in active service today. Alinga hakiloto luwati nyato. Alinga hakiloto tajiriyato anilana tambol. Mansakunda, there is a purpose. Mobile found mansakundati. Nita tamandinola according to those principles. Ifonyo emanke mansakunda do kulati. Ni manke mo tilenoti ifonyo mansakunda do kula. Hanim in private sectors, they don't want crooks. They don't want more menonko. They're criminally minded. They don't want that. When like a more vet, it can more screen before they are given positions. Tajiriya mingira NIA. For more NIA, eventual beta, I be tamper, I be suppress. And then na expect ko tiara se do ko bita befutala be timmalale. No, kuja mabi tiara ya katade, but do ko do biya wol man na timmano because of that. Minketa. So minke wonna. You know? Okay, go upstairs. Yeah. So nyam ala doman alial albemin ke kan alia crossi albemin fol alia crossi lumbe ni la bila you regretting hani mantra caring imani bi yesan dole bi je deulu ila family lu they are still living with this guilt ko ifama wala bama wala mokoteng wala nyinga kar la jang ay kar fa jang fo maje bi alaaj kagne be mo imaje mo ka fa mo fa kagne mo fam mo munati imahani ibe ni yola imahani fa folo mo ni ke commande ka tol dila itara committee ko no mo ke commande o tola mo li ito mielan ko mo yaje ko nyimu kan mo kende bati mo kar nyimu kar jinum kar say all of a sudden mo be alon ko ite mo faral adu mo tumado nidi be sawo tumado token but mole you had the commanders your commanders all lesoto ye nyaton ko lesoto mielan ko ye use ko tinyaro ke ite fana me fam absolve no ibe me fam bonde nol kono iko kare fenke kare fa ha kare kete ha iko ha ni ma ke ha ikanta ku kentala we ya ku kela bare nta kila mola ni ko nya kare fa do no ni be faram fa bante mo fala ha pour kare fa pour yeni o kanane ni because ni man nyin kala ntel be kala wara ni bo kala ay ke gine bo flati do kare ifonyo pati yete fare do sa ko is easier said and done but I imagine situation no because on the jury sometimes we do things on the normal circumstances I understand that, I appreciate that, but whatever no aketa, then you have to also take responsibility for the wrong. Sako imagine sai o mol min ye bula o kola ibe fan observe equate na mini in a minute of the day puri okay for mamoy jang Edward Singara nat jang Edward Singara jang ay ko be dinaay ay te koy bula kol mil la ko yin ni neke Edward Singara na abe dinaay yalla dundu kol min kono yalla dundu masi bol min kono lu ne menen si bi kaluwa alfe imam fem fo kafa ko tele imam they don't dare they don't own up to their responsibility their crimes but inata yalla throw you under the bus ke invite nan to cross sila to far in the first place kaw ko ke but you were doing your thing only for ye kiri na ye setani mol nat na ye dundo ni setani koko ibroto ka kole ke kol minan ko kamul take sepo ka kole ke waje bi so mbade ngambe ngol ndesane never again nimman serious ala na nyimban ko titano because hakomi be nyimban ko is too much. We are going to be haunted by this ghost, by this injustice, by ni yellow melon ka bontan na banko kan. Tapalelo fele ka commencé ibe ilafta ko nyin kida mol bulu futal 20 fanant. Ninga mera ko nyin white paper mbe jikiri na ko nyin ko be kala let's think again. Let's think again because the people that we are dealing with, their reputation, their track record, their history is not good. Not good enough to convince anyone could they'll make a difference this time around. So has to bear full responsibility for the crime he has committed, and the people, the government or the powers need to understand they kanyo nyum fatam fanso lu banko di ndam man abe maralola ko len lebulo bay bambo lwa ko mo wato pet ni man so try this time so Gambia stays isi sima nyaw nyanding lumbe sila on comment watu bina sila iba fla ko ngam fo strong. There is no hiding place in this world. Media crime okay be imagine dunia ko all around the world they have been captured. They have been captured. So, they even more than go, il a fait prosecutor Hani Bortamum Kumum Bor Ali Bula. The law will catch up, the law will catch upon them. There is no hiding place in God, but dunia la kono, kanya falie. But dunia sifa min kono bi. Alal hakilotu. Atul service manolo, alal hakilotu. There is no running place. There is no hiding place. Ye kuko ke mole bota kalama. Adi mo yare ko le mo document iti ya lombay malo. Watch your back. Kudo ku kana kuke minni luwa manta. Hani bula gule lan fo mbangu lenke. Ni koy ko jey ba gulenke ha. Ni koy ko mrenye ka day loy tande na nyanda kal. Munata na nyanda ka karfa wala munata nyanda ka karta ka muta ka tilimbali aka. Day lo dina. O day lo jibe yesterday. If possible, go and seek legal advice. But don't do anything unlawful because at the end of the day, milite bulala will be found absolved. Ite tole ma komunda konte e bulawo kusi falla ite fandu mo number ko yela dimbal be dundu mon dundu number ko hani simun saleleke ite kisala ninga hakilotu tilimbalia mo hadma din personality alin kana nyo tilimbalia alin nyo buja alin nyo horoma. So I told me Canada, you can run, but you will never hide. How many years have Bin Laden no majam? Muli America Bin Laden and another Bin Laden mutal. But in this day and age, anything that is connected, anything that is on network, another network can be. There is nothing is hidden in this world anymore. Fembuka mabuno kotake dunia kono be bitlo mento. ani lamma inna nin kalem nin ba foka ali lamma billahi fembo ka nukunno ni dunia kono bi dunia fonyo do min kono bi anen dunia tilo mi ko malali bi fembo ka nukunno alal haklotu. This is a learning lesson for all the agents, security agents. You are there to protect the people, but you cannot use that uniform again come on to harm us, to abuse us, to violate our rights. And they expect to go scot-free and expect that you will never be held accountable. Hani ifata janobe sila ikomo asifo isidi numanundi isila mol manundi adu hakomi abetar alkiyama because no banko moli mafo yang fata hani simun saleleke hani simuneke la gira lolum isimo bela hakota ya bonila ba barakendol la ibulu kala lo e ka fo le fukaro alma ale betanka wala nganyum mina la no la bari nganyum fana moy nguno be kere nguno be kere nde ko Fatimata Jallow Tamba Jang lafta ka diamu baroning bawu sen tem Gambia la politiko akante mire ba ki wado bije mantre politiko parti politik na de kanjam tamen buta disclaimer but the fact that ko mol katarje kamera ko mol kaje kamol nyinandi kamol nene kamol nyinandi kolla to nyalam mo kumma fulolu nol ni nyomoy no banko kan am banko le gagnolati adu anyanta ka ko nyam pare ndekunding ndekoje kan nyame ni allafta signal to the serious to what ala bar useno man fenke barola if anything barola ekute useno alafo baroye ko ay useno dabo bolo say wallahi nama useno dabo bolo say ata fanan ala baka kudu nyoto yalla dol hadima den lem kanna igol masajin ka bula kolno bar ala be jibero fembo ka kanam alingan hakilotu min kala nyim banko ka kram bela nyala jang kram bela kun kan jang ibe nyim min fala do ba fala ko ha president lo mu atele nyandana la kefenke no jannim president yakna atele ko afama mu usenatu atele ko afam useni ma famal atele afol so fa dinga nek nyanda ka min ka fa president ya manyina tan ko yokede yo bonda nyotude mari ngol to nyandir balle keta usen na nyim banko ay mu jumal toñi ay baro toñi mun tole bara do fando biye alata useni kam bi ay lota ka baro sembentuya pour ay do ko soneyama wala gol janata kay to kuyat bara sabata be kam amam fesoro je fo doya so nin mo nyanda diam lol tema mo fama ala fu baro ay futa useni ma ya bolo say ala fu baro opulde ay useni bolo say wala baka useni mam fenke andum wada ate o ke ba mo ke ba useni nyanda ki min ke de banko ya bokira bari alinga diamu ko la minalanko asini bankungus sambano nyami yalanko nyo nakaro tataraje nyo neno tataraje baron ko amumu be mo be la president baro ko ngam reconcile baro ko ngam atele mbe fu jam bara anya abaka translate no into action bari because molle badala ibe kumol be min be fula itala nyinti itala president itala nyinti so I will beta how use nyala mialanko becomes very ugly. Ni de ko mo muy fahmalt politiko ko ye ko be fu mole adi lot wala yole campagnati fo inata ascended to power mbade akita nyawnyande yenda ko ka kutu woya kana mol kana na jawya kamma konante ya kame ko karmu nyinde fo inata udum do ko se ni na ro mistake ko ni o mistake ko je ni de mare sita do menen to nyata ni sondo mo kirita mollo ko mol mi be mol bi be kana dalay ko ni ko mo be foye ede yanda sila ya ko you know what nin ke ba nyanda kanyum ke ba bolo say because kunu ngam yemi kumol bim fonye ede ngam milano ko man terkere bari ngaji ko in the interest of this nation jama mum beba noma arhamano bebe nyin noma ndeta nyim banku samano la without him I need him not only because fana jamano mol babuno bari lon tiyole babu noma mine nyim banku kanu mine nyim banku bondino politiko karat na yo tinya for this country. It's good to make men's, but you need to accept koi. You need to, you know, the chip on the shoulder. You don't want to follow. You come yourself. Come back to yourself. Ndelenga poya ndroke. Momi yalonko ay 3 years jotna. Ngona nko kudo be usene kamparado bije ila kuole ya dundu batal kono bi. 3 years jotna nata jane mo be koy kije. Ako loi ay sanji luldi sai etambita was ila da sanji lulo yo mafa but ila meet the people to kabir be campaign okona eta kilo lota jan e ko usen lom the chief executive the chief officer of 3 years jotna ba badu mo ka hadama ni kanyina la momin lote ay to ku ya beta ay okay ite na koteke yo 2 minutes bana tan ko lanka yo laka e kadana mo the chief officer of 3 years jotnot ana nyon kabri ngi gas ngini kila e ma fo ma tilto e ma fo ma sutoto anala supporter sol imnadale pour kela come e mantra they were not in the street even if they were in the street there is a way to deal with them tumomena kilo mantre blocon tumomena bero mantre blocon documentary blocon and they were not going after anybody but it had to express their support to their party leader yemul kumande kama equally gas e man dawla e la moli ko tay ko celebrate e man dawla man e ko e camera ko wol manki banko denulti e camera ko wol mangul mu ko min belar wole kan billahi wallahi talla nyim banko nani bale hakiyatu nyim banko be nyim banko ba kasara because nakaro min be nyim banko kan nyo to nyam min be nyim banko kan fasikiyani nafika be nyim banko kan asiata baki men banko tinyala wala na inganji benko where are those value system we had in the past political yes but political manyane futala this level me nyo konnan teyala nyala miyalon ko e kamera ko we are not Gambians e kamera we kamera we are terrorists hal terrorism fanalo inila nyan tollo me kemul bunya yani luwabe kito kala flo they are innocent until they are proven guilty barantol ñi nat na ñi le lanata mo na wala na TRC lot UDP kilo ye ñum fo ya pamodi ya marle kany ko be fo e hakilotu ni me hakilotu abe marlo ko len le ñum bankun kan andu mina ke lanata mo be na lanata mo le ñum bankun so wala na ñi never again ay bunda jamana ñi nenka bar fo baro fama bole ke kamba never again found. Are they serious about it? In the coming days or months, you will find out. When the implementation starts kicking on, the reality starts kicking in, these people, implement, including reforms, including security reforms, including prosecution, justice, and the reparation. Commitment politically, but in the interest of the nation, whether they have that interest or not. Who are the players in this? What do they want out of this? What are they trying to achieve from this? Are they serious about the learning, the moral lessons to be learned from this? From citizens right up to them, we do things differently. We treat each other with respect. Are they serious about that? Baranglo, Mangalan Jang, number Jang. Zero 044-777-1676759. Email of a commander of the sign thing. Friday, doing Kajato, Lamway. Number for a pin giant thing. 0044-777. Okay, Banganita. Salam alaikum, Badi.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Badi, Jumala told him,
Fatih la Omar.
Fatih, Bismillah.
Konate sukonankar.
Baby, Alhamdulillah.
Wilta kaira la alam Allah dinya na kaira la fan.
Amin Allah ya Rabbi.
Je kol ni moy kol ale be kairati.
Amin Allah ya Rabbi.
Alfal mel be nyaato ale mendi nyaato.
Amin Allah ya Rabbi.
Delta metale ne make.
Amin Allah ya Rabbi.
Ay jam pakke ko ngol fana la sabate.
Amin Allah ya Rabbi.
Ila na la sabal hormot.
Amin Allah ya Rabbi.
Ul be hormot.
Amin Allah.
Yo, ko mpana sa contribute demandi.
Okay.
Ela diamol kono ngukuma kawn sodo jani diam tambe on kono. Nila yam fokunta jemba lefta contribute la demandi.
Bismillah.
Yeah, comme rok malik lola karola. Ako kumata baga nyabo warata. Alma palaso ni ala sone andabul.
Amin Allah.
Amara lo fanang ala sone andabul.
Amin Allah.
Na fame mba jiki kanje ala o maria na fala ale timandi fanang.
Amin Allah.
Na soto fana akana dati damma ala ke banko peti.
Amin Allah.
Ani dunia be.
Amin Allah.
Anemo ala asinda famba.
Amin. Amin.
Ala tamanya li bete yari jikolo ngoti. Adum ba traila nunto amina kan mejo plaso mento del ka kumodo mo ala ko to ni ngamo en ki jole kam fara. Barbi anata mo da yelendi. Nte ala damman diatande.
Wallahi.
Yo nimboto to. Lefata pala diamo kan tia sila recommendation ol melaike. Pae kuma foje nde bira diamo kuma sa wato men 2015. Mbala moika. Bara kuma foje wolon kumo nin kumbe kumo la wolon kum kewti. So wolon nyinti ko akafo ay mem fo ko kunding e ka tala la sabat. Yawon to han ala ay ku jama ka tala la sabat. Wolon munti coming ka ko tasdiqul qalb wa tantiqul lisan wal amal bil jawari. Yo limania sondomo le folo ka son. Wolon sondomo le be sonna tasdiqul qalb sondomo le ka son ko nyimbe kirin to nyalo. Watantikul lisan nawe nafo mel kafo dala yafo wal amal bil jawari sufule na bara baro na blo noma o baro wala bayi tan la wala ka tonya sabatin so bar ni ka lon ko kafo ko tonya lon nawe yafo barate barala kuleti me alon ka kumata bakele pala nyindula to baro nyanta bol sotola le me alon ko ning albe diamola e kasaferoke ni pareta diamola o diamola ka memfo kumo kum kunu melti e kaf nyoma ye bara itella Cairo bolto dolla Cairo bolto ella kasaro mon dolla kasaro let yo nimboto to ngana soya mbaro diam lal katara siari bari ndela min nin atara ko nganyo lamoy nganyo moy Gambia be kanalale nun do mele Gambia kanandi non kunu mol be sirin wollo bi wala fahamta wolti ni nata faham wala karola kan la karola mol bije wala fahamta wolti yo soñanta sonna menna sole fawñanta sonna toñala sole ñanta sonna toñala ay baro dahandi sole ñanta sonna toñala ay Gambia dahandi sole ñanta sonna toñala ay sokunda de dahandi abe sonna toñala ñadile atiyala nako atalon yilla ñaton koti adu do kol melkata je ataleke nko Gambia bibe surarin toñal soye sonko nde ngamen keten amade hanya tra ko namiro to ngani nyandile ka Gambia dahande ka Gambia ke klienti dukare nga dani ala kan kila kan fo kabun kol ni fulol tema dankuto horomodo ay song ay baro dahandi baro song ay afan dahandi anin soy si yingla ya jube kunte ay palaso say bi so manke faare ni ara palaso long so do mal bije ental kaf ñollo wolti wonte faare
jameno masi risa no lo
asa mine batina ko ate betarra ni pudo kitindi rolon ba ni ferolon sole fere tan tolti ka tonya landing fanka antal sonta ka tonya landing fanka wala entel sijan ni ngadara entel sonta wala sol la ferobe tinya barka tonya la barka ba tonya to aso tin diamo sai bang nimbot to at ndeka auto wa dolo at place ado minat nan fo poento le bije wala wato do linga pamoy abe rawna fula bo kumul tala dulata bela la nyoka amurungurun dan taka sigi ku kele ngalla moy because nkalon kumo keso le bija kana da men fo dama nyanta sonna menna birin akana wato menna ay banko nyini nyaadile ana ay banko so nyaadile ana nata si nyaadile ku fokol falinta adama famunata so nyim bela aka finde aka kumol fo mole mele alon ko wollon kumo toñati woto adama mu toña moleti muna ka tinna abuka barandi non yalan janno pointo ti menyanta ka son toñala ima barandi stira abokolo ko farra sali lulo ye wala arkan nano ye saba sali man kilo sali abuka complete data complete nola ma dana dukare ayake alay TRC la ni recommendation wala ko ko ndim foje coming anyanta ka kele aya beke kana tentuje ni a beke wolon tonya asonta tonya lale dum aba barandi kanne fana aba kala kara batile o kola nason to bela ate fona nyanta nala banko sela nakumo kum fata tara karola nyanta banko sela nyaadele ay molu yam fadani.
Thank you.
Ay banko mo be yam fadani men keta amanye nakake onto dulal be nyen dulal to ni ajube la lammerol to crossroll to ko dol keta ya jamme bulu atafane wol keta la marolo ko tole woto abi kitindi lal bari hadama de wondum ala danna tambo ka tariya baage bari mbaro ala le wofo nin alama innal insana la yattika arda aw astakna hadama de ko tariya danna tambila baage la na fanje sembo ka kumo kunto sutiyande anin ka adama onkul adama ka dani sembo men abije bi molle aki nga dani tel bela flala ay si Gambia man saya kola ay do kol ke Gambia man saya kola abe do kol ke kan Gambia le birim man saya jani man saya kasi ada do molle jo kanje atemu molle ti me alon ka kumata ba ke Gambia la tar ko konol dukare ay son kumaya palaso bije mina je fula nin atra ka sondala abo kumala ka tambi dunia kona be kala dunia la bo kumaba ko nyenti ko TRC ila ni recommendation obe aya be do kuna nyanda ka do kunyame mel nyanta kitindi le be kitindi tariya kono mel be jaralo bundato ye jara mel nyanta bayla ye bay ni manga kafu ko be procedure le taman laji to nyamu kilneti adata fla ita fla keno lala ni ayol be sabatinda pareta ay finti ay banko molu bolo sayi ay banko la presidency aya sayi ni ay woke banko mol be yam fala male barobe ki ya jambe be kitin dol bunda dol to teng atete bulalo kono pour kate fon tanka anin kala na flo tanka anin kam baade wonu tanka anin president men fana mina ate fon yo ko tilindi lati nate banko say wala be kala
I agree with you.
But namam banko say ajita la fakaji nyame abe kitindi lalde TRC amam bangoto woto baro abe nyama men experience ngay menje akele nyanta sonna kanim be tama na nyanta ka tama nyame akana mola moyje yo ni mboto to ngana fatma tamba janna ko rela banta ko kam men fol ako ende sula bake tamba jang ni atra asa keno anyanta tala silo men dabo nyolu tata al halo men kono al fal mel itata al fal mel koto wol han wol to dam man ibe silala le yoku ke men man betia amman ke telephone labba amman ke telephone kunti so nde nga damenje nyanta kata barole tan ye baro kan nganya gambianul an nganyo kan nganya kana som bolla mo kendul yetinya bol bulo baro e som molbe men fola ay lamay ay dabo bolo say dabo manka jawti dabo mangi gambian ka clean jawti dabo non kuluta dama walla alfa itafa alfal mel koto walla alfal ka wandi diwle fisandi telti du itafa wala kono adon aya hanate aya garantende kol kono nyame baro manya na sonna moy kanin dabo tema fon kana an ka si dabo la ko ngolo foye pour nge mane ne na ke clienti asone ata bage baro fon nyanda telephone tala dabo kumandi roki malik lola nyin kol kono ay kumol foje mel yalon koy beti ata bage jiko bije ngajo ko wo molu wol nyanda kala clienti mol mel ko hakli ni masoto ko mira ni masoto woto why not adama bu basila abe mol bot la ko mol minata ni baro temo fala anyele nyanta tala adabe dabo ya aya fa ko kol mel tambitale nganyina walla anyato bayen no kita dron kan be fala kata client so mbada na alama aliya notindi wala anim paka men fo ngadwa baroye palo ko mo fanan ko mata ba hay baron ta president ya bari amam ya ko sa ko no ko taw ana yalo atu na ni bi mo e ka prepare ko tiyo fo ngadim do bi am ko ni mu nyama nak
e be kare
nya ko wok adama dum ndeke
go ahead
so adama la nanya ka prepare tout mo ci ma wala mo mundi e kana
bari sai ela fonko break rade bari kila kuma kumbare mbake bara sai break kala fe break la
okay auto nse diamo lo jang
sai game wala sai yes
okay okay nga dama fo tron coming adama anata president yala le tonya atele man satin son tawala le bari amam prepare coming kana si ka gambia mara mo fin kunda maralo be nyamen foye itan ibe taw na mune kan ike ba ibe duala anin ko la mel yalon ko ni molu nate kan ibo molu murundi no la nyaadile ani be mol accept no la nyaadile baro e diamo no ay kol fam bar ngin dula to ya munele wala tinna akasidi njaayñol birina ta ke accept fa bakar tombon jaatañol ni na ta ke accept wodula to ima taw momo nata ka be dunnale de iba filindilale wo karola ima taw so jannem toñati baroñanta sonnale ay ma taw man saya kama wala tinna bidde iba mislead kan ate kul bondi no la nyoto min bije alma duwaye alama ala jerindi ala kumo dol bije ni nata ni findita ni alama e kala ne ko nyimu molati me alon ka ngani o balale pour ka gambia samba nyato bari ata kenola alama ala makoy ale manko mul makoy president ana no malankol ale mu be tanka bankoy tanka ino mtala kumoti lafa kamen contribute asal hako bende ne kuma fo men manyinya o mo nana solete bar wonte nanata
kumol betata baraka bak thank you salam alaikum badin okay salam alaikum badin
assalamu alaikum
yes jumala mi todi ma
Snook Horse.
Huh?
Snook Horse.
Oh, Snook Horse.
Yeah.
Bismillah.
Idim bare. So wanda be
ya.
Ayra
don ko tanade.
Tanota ya yo. Ifalla ko pour contribuer l'année.
Yeah, go ahead.
Point de dami. Dara joy amiro Usman ko le be hana bare ma kan tiñarola. Because last week Sunday nous ala programme ngala mola trambe do pour la nte commande la no okay ntaga minje je wala ndiko election wato Ousmane Sow Sénégal ay ta jamale ke je mo bi kala tata jeminna okay in another sense ni Adam Barrow kabe military kila wa para development bol kila molbe tara ko sobile ñun tlo e otlo mi wide Gambia mi si Ousmane Sow e fen kalam da jele 100% ay fen kalam da jele Adam Barrow mi an Adam Barrow ko every mo price ate ko do bone mun tole mo mala alo secret fen babul Sénégal account bi babul Sénégal mi jelle bidé ko han bisa fa secret kondo sotno dina mo dambe dum talo no
it's possible, it's like a possibility kodi
yeah possibility be taragel because intelligence la ko ni ka ya ko na fa de il faut analyze okay ni ajibe Ousmane Sow ta jelle ke ani tan kabil kadde to bodala au pola Ousmane Sow ina camera ka Sénégal ba non e ka moy so ndanga mira ko Gambia la employé Maksale kulon jele Ousmane Sow kulon jele Arabare kulon jele
of course ko kulon jele ko
because you know mi ade Ousmane Sow yo ay evident temper NIA han bi hadam baro man kuma fo abe hado baro bala then a plan ya ko bala minen
fo ma nga fo na diamo ko don ko ñu musibe kamile ke kale ikamol dundile ngeel dundi neje dia getting away with all this thing ye compromise le yenna mo nyaton ko le compromise
yeah all of that is the point so abenya Ousmane Sow daya among I think nyanda police le Ousmane Sow fo mutala ya sindu la killing nero tonya be Gambia atek amina lo nyin ko ka ko plo ma na Gambia ba do ma plo sina Gambia bantala Gambia plo NIL mo ko lo ngi oh it's not possible
I like
so
that.
therefore I don't borrow camera for Gambia we are sleeping so So therefore, more than a mirror, and a mirror, we are nation, or we are. I cannot understand how to look at more than a delay. Gamma call Yanta Nyala and intro in a pool, made in flat, then find out Lally.
Because Alabanco Galena, finally helicopter soldier can fly, a colleague, so I tell the intelligence mumbo kalma. No, that's not possible. Adama knew what was happening. Yeah.
What is not possible? What is not possible? Because I need a Buddha not ata ajiro ko kata forming kana abe ata ganyela so but not closing kata ba not to do that not corruption dundi asendema.
Well, that's a hypothesis. You know, it could be or it could not be. Yeah, but it would be okay. Abaraka bake.
So okay. Abaraka alaman tino karo siala.
Amin ya rabbi. Amin ya.
So man so ganam ko ya da kno platla.
Inshallah. Abaraka.
Okay.
Assalamu alaikum Kadim Rasul.
Yo, konato it make content itilebulola, you know.
Yeah, ngejo.
Kambo kumandilal be tentulan be jelelo kumandirol petiata. Comme Ousmane Solo ko e gambenon be se sabarna ala motara because mina beje yalo Hitler la kelo ni sante maybe sanji tanworo wala nim fe e sanji tanworo nim fe ba hanim bi tubabol ka kiskisiro ke min jumal le nasi crime comment hanim bi ke ki inde kodi nim president kendo sotota president kendo nyalon ko asilata hadamadun hakola asilata mansa talala asonda kilala sallallahu alaihi wasallam lota tonya kan alem beso simani jade kendialo Usman so hanim baro non non senkala be bol baki tindila na joya mi lo
no ngafona diamo ko
okay so because of last time for pai kako Sirim fallo ko Usman so ben tara gambela place do mun gambe be maloti abe sirin tiara si afo esa fale afo Dr. Sise lamin Sise ki amano nyi bari nyina tam man men fo pa model I mean law ka ko ifele bar man min ko ci ba sirin to ka min de dum saw ko mu koji akoy bari akoy ko nalon amanka baro la victime mod bara kuma min la ko won ko mbo ko pay bara hakilo ko de jako akwas akon kanyim baro min be because mbeba gambel hanin mbeba tuba ngol bar we are part of Gambia akon kanyim baro min melundi jam akon na melunda nyina be tambil hani ya jambe ke bala yalante nte muka lonna soso ni be to nyaka aya fola adunia wo kuma kan do safo ko mebi barodo mo amega sa keno amina kala dictator ta bo mo lel pa mona dictator ya fo mol camera fo kam kamo kundo dam mala dictator tani de dictator ne ka hadama do la nyanto tinya e mo ka tonya sabat ni la banku dingol tema e ka mol ci tandi nyote e ta fo mo dictator
exactly
ya la ustaz nyen be ya fo sew mariel Amega akoniamo fraona example ako fraona wala nyaton ko kurunti fraona to fon ala ma samana qur'ano ko yalo egyptian le karam fraona it's a ramsido you understand so more if in janimbe bulala yala hana minister même point la sida comme agriculture jana ci platform da ba ko ne siol ko annañin baro fanta tendinde something like that yala wo be for mon dem ko be wo minister be bile lamen konat mina nan ko mu ke bile hada madu president baro la president ñim baro ala agenda mu wala ti travel lesson amol fatam fan debate and rule yalla ikakumo akala moy la mu kadom ala agenda mu wait because ala agenda mo trasi fatam fansol trabe sino la power nyaji barinde sobinte fana lata ko kilenko enka fora jodo tusun ko si fatam fanso mo morondinga ya tareto gambe no yake ko mo kele sio city aya tareto because sul malong gambia so fulanjaw tulo min kodo ke ka foten nte mon kuma fanude bari fanan ka jero ke junale na fo fadere lundo metal domande nka ko muna make salni baro ni make yamre ya almalo fo tapotal ko kanna tulo wide ko ka samba senegal si fadere ko no ko ya isa hani wala nka bidum bahana dal bar bi wala findita fadere yalla
among establish ko senegal le tulo da mo fo
no yalla ama establish comme senegal le tulota comme miro no lawot because nyim president because yalla na scandalo mo jina bi sawla tulombalo ni Macky Sall min contrat ko min sale le député ol malo fobe so nyin tulo na to soto Gambia tulo be fo kayte ne nuwa ka programme o ke bar brisa fo nyun tulo lo kuma kawma manda yalo hade kunkane manin kol ko kunko no tantan fu malo hakki malo nyaadila biri nyun tulo ko mamante jam mo nam president de hadibi ay fintina ya ko mo kacha so nin na miro sotoje na ma foko na miro ni wala mu toñate bari so wa ka fu me ko am na lu te xel bi de sun xel bi tenen so sun xel bi tenen ci bagage bi because baro mota pour président ni so kuma kelen fo mole mol kana président muta ko ka foko kuma dima ya gambe fana je konata wax bu neex kuma dima mu ka banko samba ñim président mol kana kuma dima fa kuma dima ñin comme bar radio banko do kola fan safo ko hada mado ale mol de dale man kanyam président to kumo moyla président mo moro nin ka support fan ya karek ko ni aji ben fon bi na ba nyam papa ka tombo njata se si gambe la député bon na pro kam barobe gambe bel hadani kam sidi njami alon ko akaba dolam sidi njay na ba nyama bi by right bar sidi njay ko barota kal so kal baliya kon birum baro so fon mo dafa daw bo sani dala mu dem mali mu joge mali dem senegal daw bo sani dala so ni aji ben say o sidi njay kilo fana birum wokeda wonel borta dol foti niola sidi njay fo crime lo comment bare na ba nyam na baro tilinta sidi njay no be nenta tale la kaso so ko special even Usman so Babakar Tom Monjata no de wal de dan wa kuma tele be député ko ya de ko konon ko mil bay kam ko podin so bi no mo ko baro president kana mo sifa le mol million ko sen loxo bi yeb dafa tax tere ikana wolle sinni gambe la palasol de balo nol be mu yelolde so mo president kam mi nyiten do banku don la
ande wo be ko la ngamira ko never again we are serious about never again
akamol hadan le barjalim be bulal ko la to kuma pula bo wala pula ne pula hada madol molse hakilo to baake dunya ma kitile kilenti nin sirin fallo ko fo mol samiro ko me baro to mol falal teninte faro differeno siatale muna ni mo president kam mo la ko do suñe ni la minister fo entire ko mil be duma atul ka banko poiro ni do ba ni miskino lel fa because ko do min nyanta kata hospital loldo pour ka mo la jata kendal ken ite ko be la fa mo fata de wol be mo wala responsable muy tayde adu mol ka kuma kilim fana lalaka yow hada ma do jen ka fo mol ya stop ka nyodom o ka bula yalo kurano ko ka min yitan mo la ko min ka ko mon kumuro ke min ka mol ko ma kuma wala wat ba ni ta fana mum man security mum president ni la minister ko mo moro ni be gambe banko kay ka ala lu bolo dom hada ma don lokko do e ka dom ita fana mum boati mol fana salo fana boko fana be boya ala kon mo moro ni ka banko lokko do dom o fana mum boati mol fana so long na ado ni aji be sirin fallo ka men fo sorry konat sirin fallo ka men fo adebo wo kuma kan bo fudir wala be ko abaraka ba
thank you very much welcome bidiata assalamu alaikum ke ba sabale ngai ko my saluto nakko ndere mu la commandator sai ngam fan nominate
yon lami kona renge ke general o te katum nge ma to ngel ni weekend o ayi menke alla fate to ali pati dima ba ke ji fo kulliyele mbam fo fudu titole mbam nyaaballa
dara kulliyele Bristol
alla kulliye diata ba ke ngine mbadi yati wolu ngalla ko nyaabo ba ke andum ali ku kende tamandi je me banko be dingo kontan
desan no yemul buñaje ba ke billahi kulliyo diata
ngawo jele
moro keta mol kontanda mol yedo alhamdulillah
na tedli fo jela ke don ne fakala fla busul laje
wallahi de
par lam ko na nge fo jele be jinjala fo ka yukur duma
go billahi de
yo ayin se o ba ke bari pour kana muru programme o nyina ko kan aketa kontane ku bati yenyin topic ko tambana bawo kanyo hakilo bulandilem bare kabirin ko folon tanga me yitandi molula biringaje molu be kentroni jayro murundi la man takunda ka ngamul ko konkon ne ko fali nyina taliban fo ali nyina taliban kuma dima fo kuma kende fo mente bara la fali hakilo bo taliban ko nimbaro government lota wala kan ali hakilo bota la hidolu tinyala le bang ali hakilo bota kuolu tinyala le bang men yalon ko nimbaro kilinne wol fonye kuma dima balu to kunun amambara men no hani kilinna ali hakilo bota le bang gambian ko barola man sakunda wala ka diamute diamu dia kensen ngawo jamale moy ngani kala muta janna ko hani gambia nyinolu men ni grimolu men be din kokono abebe se wala abebe kontan na konkota mo mutala no moy gambia ja wallahi andu wolu tarta sartol le kan na fulol la men dum ta pour ka gambia di ngolu tanka wallahi fali hakilo botale banko dalati million kebe anin tanni woro man saya be la nyokan na ko luwa e fami luwa jaw to meye mara tangi jël wallahi abetiya barona la nyimma sakunda lota me alon ko sate keme sate tanni woro asiji senango dia bela be min akono e fajata kende akan jite bankila $1 million ay go holo sin nani santo sate ni kilin to tundu bena la solar panelo tanko be lo ringa kan santo men si sate be mindi akono e faji senango niyo bondi gambia sate li kono sate keme sate tanni woro ye sate jama balema bi wol dol hayne ka tareto nyekiti tata giyo nyini be min namen ni be min na ta kala gi senawati o man sameyo keno aya be nyombu ko il faut ka fo mo le mbabula la do million en euro ti ara ye ke banko man hat arar side ye bula do ko men na même ni statistique esa pali ni la timo mo di nyanta wala li jayla ko ye ko li même proposal men la man sakunda la fonye ko nson tanyin dol la jele ye même 5% o même fonto koma na julole be la fonto le la kawonte bam gambia bebe la tirin ko TRRC même fo implement gambia bebe la pre won ye promen to koma nde jayla mun na mol fanka boko o this time government ya ke kule ye munete ku foto le tamun tolte bank fonto le tamun tolte naman sakunda amancha ko ila mol ntolle la man sakunda mun tolu mol ndol gambian ko lela man sakunda imando ko kaja meyen kontan andung mbe gambian ko be ya marla ko dia mole fota keman keri ku man ke da lidey folo ñunu ka kuma dima ken songole fo mo ni te menkela ñun do fanam biriya fo ye ministre ñun ka ko ñun ko be la ako kuman taralarim folo ko abe tamala ñamen ale kanji kam batu ñim man sakunda wonte ñunu biamu di ñunu man la ti toye ku ya dulala ila kita kamolu nene kamolu tapale ya tolie tarela jubol fandila yetara kuoli kala ko adiyate ñamen wallahi ni titio ñin pango kono ndeyi sango men kono ninga cilinke no je woto flanjante sorla ndefana o faaliye hey ku man taralare men sin dikinde ko ñu do ku kendo la kala ye kuma kendo le fo bar ku kende ke anin kuma kende fo iman kili ke role be ñin keno la foronte ye même fo ngaw moyle ndum nanyi na tenela men kiata wote kado ndo nanyi la ko tiara ci même po ñanta sonna wala ño ko man kindire gairite enturute li la tangé tentu même fota yewoke ya ke sai men no be dimo kono ike mbatuno la watu jikoni kuma dima kensan itolu la karola de ni nafta dolu la fa le nafta ndawalo li la fa wol kala fa le andu itol ko ostole ketinel dennu batate mennu le fondi keñol la dol fote musuñol la dol fote dimol la dol fote ibari musol ni bari tel ni bari wala dum fote mira wala wala ba tilim banya men kita banko kan la min konate munana sanni say gambe dungo be ba fawni nan dila wala no tilim baliya men kita banko kan tilim baliya kono ko lu jawole o saburu no lu a fawon lande gambe dungo le million tan woro pour lu a jawoye bo nam so e ba wala damen ka foko titere bina kala me alon ko ibe mol image murta lu a kilin kan ko lu amen belare ni ko be ñu kitin law kan ka o be ken wala nyaadi tay itol fongo be fongo rectify ka andu mole o luwale kanin num birim bi man siko ngani luwa fali say itol fongo la ñin niya jube logically ñi mumuna ta kamunta men mo be timo di ba falal ko ñu be certificat because luwa men belare afela o luwa ta kuno la ne ko e luwa ko to de nan kitin yalo fongo logically wo man ka kuma akamunte ko mari on lekata luwa le de da men so mari
exactly there you go
andum kunum kole ko alinga ñi loi falin ka ñinte loi kendo to ñi loi le marali jawo keja ali ko mbekele tole leti na banko jumale fanka fo alle atol men ka ko man sa kunda ku kendo le keja alle al kamuna fo al kamem pale haklo ya male ba ye muneke
ke ba yekumu ban yago
baraka ba ke belo la jam
thank you mbade hulu ke ba sabali yekumu ban ne fereng programme fa ana danda nyinda man kayanta ke ba sabali aya ama fentuje aya belefo ke ba sabala baraka thank you so much yakata to bade wolu sina programme ñu kumfa kada sila ke ba sabala ya belefo fentuje min traje na man sakunda nyantan tel nyanta kan na man sakunda lo kudo bije alingo lon de folo comme ngafo nu nyaka bare atiya fo nyame mashallah ala ya so bake ke bañi fondinke on ala ya so bake be tentula be jare be duwale ni la muso be yakatal bakare ka musa sedi advisors on these few reasons where government should cut their expenses on the size of the government, not to increase the size and allocate in a plan budget, and seriously, they must be ready to fight corruption and show transparency, accountability, my dear. Thank you very much, Musa Sedi. I don't believe the Gambia government special borrow era. So can you find Banco Diluman Gambia Dilumam ila Masakunda trust. That's very bad. The trust between the citizen and the government is all-time low. It's an all-time low. Donc, bari hulu, tamu yang sudah nebari Sunday ka double shift lek, double shift. Inshallah, me muruna le nang breaking it down. Nga jibe fanan pi, me kulle fanan kacala. Bari until I come here, ko be ala baraka bake dia moman dia ningal fem foni ndam moy kasda sala ko boy ndinye ngal tentu ngal jay ngal nimbara bake once again alman besola jata kendela simala anin harje firimola min be nyinen kan fena fulo walla harjolto alma la sonande alma ngam fandante anin kan so suturolen tankola kan tanka karal nin karatol ma kan tanka nyaajawol nin dajawol la anin fanan alma so tembe nin kambe la ne banko kan ne jamano kan say sawol bela say sayala kalbantel bela kalbantela jam fandul bela jam fandu yala aro mari e fere jawo siti nim bankon kan kullo banke alma be tinyala alma fero murule falika almi ngani murule falk ki la barakot par momo fane be simfanya ta kan kanyim bankon to poto kad doku mo be nafa alme yiri wala kono alme sawo kila ko kono alo mari alma do ko nyum fanan dumale alme sawo kila je après que pake fondinkel fanan bid wala le alo mari fondinkel akundol masno la be kila barakot mon be sura lawan ko nyimala sira fa'al ni fen jawlo alma lay be ko dinna albe jam falan seytane fa'al albe jam falan kila barakot to al fale fanan bid wala wala si mendi nyato wala si mendi noma teben kamno almo so benda malte badi yakano nyi almo batel ndamalte makila barakot sallallahu muhammad albadi malla men kona den dal nata ka samoro na kale programme na den menon kon gaba al sama bi fanan nyanga so no jang ok mekaro dimaso mekaro ati mo nin kononto 2022 until I come here baraka bake.
Thank you so much, Mr. Minister. You have just released the white paper. So does the Gambian judiciary have the capacity to prosecute all those who have been indicted?
Yes, for some of the offenses. Yes, because we already have some of them in our penal code. Things like straight out murder, they can be prosecuted. But we don't want the piecemeal approach to this. So that is why I talked about setting up a special chamber that will take a holistic approach of all the offenses so that they deal with them in wholesome.
Jammeh currently lives in exile in Equatorial Guinea. How do you intend to bring him to justice?
There are many ways of trying to get Jammeh. You know, some of the offenses Jammeh is accused of, some of them enjoy universal jurisdiction. So he could be prosecuted for them anywhere in the world. That's one way. So, but then the kind of tribunal we intend to set up also will have an international jurisdiction. We will create a statute for that. So there will be an enabling statute that will vest that court with a universal jurisdiction as well. So he could be either tried in the Gambia or outside of the Gambia. But this is something that is to be determined as a result of further consultations.
Most of the people who committed these crimes, the junglers, they live outside of the jurisdiction. Are there any plans to also bring those people to justice?
You know, nowadays, nobody can hide from justice. Wherever they are, once the preparations are ready, once we are ready to go after them, wherever they are in the world, they will be got. You heard us mention about the prosecution of Michael Correa in the US. Usman Sonko is being prosecuted in Switzerland. Whoever thought Germany will be prosecuting by law. So wherever they are in the world, the long arm of justice will reach them.
Out of the 265 recommendations, they were all accepted except two. What are those two that were rejected by the government?
One of the two is the recommendation made against a group of judges that the TRRC considered to be mercenary judges. We rejected that from a public policy point of view because we have a bilateral relationship with our sister countries where these judges came from. And also because Jammeh used the judiciary, there is no doubt about that. But then it was not only foreign judges that were culprits of these activities. There were some local judges and magistrates maybe that were part of it. So to identify only non-Gambians and call them mercenary judges risk, compromising our bilateral relationship with some of the countries where these nationals came from. So from the public policy point of view, we do not accept banning them. More so, none of them are in the Gambia at the moment. So what does banning them from public service serve? What purpose does it serve? So we said for expediency, in the interest of our bilateral relationship with our sister countries, who have always stood by us in giving us technical assistance in areas that we have needed the most, whether it is health, education, judiciary, legal sector, they have always provided us with technical assistance. So we don't want to risk jeopardizing those bilateral relationships. So as a result, we do not accept that one.
In total, how many people are going to face prosecution here?
We're still counting, to be honest. On the face of it, it appears to us TRC recommended prosecution of about 69, but later we found out that it could be more than that. But mark you, we may not probably have to prosecute everybody. You know, there is a prosecution strategy that we are working on, and that strategy will inform who will be prosecuted and who else we may probably enter a plea bargain with and negotiate with them. Of course, some of them, in fact, have been recommended for amnesty. So not all of them will be prosecuted. I do not know the exact number at this stage because, like I said, the prosecution strategy is evolving.
Why did you deny some of these people who committed the crimes amnesty? But you don't want to give them blank amnesty, but you want to get into a plea deals?
Yes, this is normal because some of them know a lot. So they could be useful to the prosecution of others. So the only bargaining tool that we have is to give them those amnesties or immunities that have been recommended for them. But we would want to get something in exchange for them. Of course, you see, we're representing the public interest here. So instead of just telling you go home and sleep, we can say, okay, you can go home on condition that you can tell a court, when the court is set up, what you know about a particular transaction. I think that is the least they could do for us.
Why did the cabinet decide to exonerate the director of the SIS?
The exoneration of the SIS director is premised on the fact that he is alleged to have destroyed evidence. The destruction of evidence happened outside of the mandate of the TRC. So we think that recommendation was out of place. That was all.
Can forgiveness substitute justice?
Not necessarily, because you can forgive me for what I did wrong to you, but the state still have a responsibility to prosecute and punish crime. But the two can go side by side.
So if I understand you well, the mercenary judges and the recommendation for the prosecution of the SIS director, those were the two who were rejected.
The SIS director was not recommended to be prosecuted. It was recommended to be banned from holding public office in relation to destruction of evidence. That destruction of evidence happened, I think, around May of 2017. The mandate of the TRC is from July 1994 to January 2017. So that means that activity for which they want him punished is outside of their mandate. So based on that, if government want to look at that issue, we will look at it separately. But it cannot form part of the mandate of the TRC. That was it.
Finally, is there a political will to make sure that what happened with the Janet Commission doesn't happen with this one?
Mr. Wali, you heard my statement, so I will refer you to my statement.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Nyina musira waltide nyin sirando te musi shaplet nyin si shape sirando alse landino alla bungol kono le salbal kono living room nyin kamala mo jama se sino akanne andum fanan ni sita kan ika bane hodoro na soto manna da wola nga nyin siran jangol fanan sotale mini yalon ko alse landino alla salongol kono le wala nin alpareta photoshop la pour alla TikTok manna da wala fanan nga nyin sirangol sotole mini yalon ko wolmo am chairlati dami yalon ko sedandila office kono nyin kamala ni luntangol soto ka famille visitors wala sedandino la suwo kono le pour luntangol kasiya kan wala ni lafta nyin sirangol la doron fero ke ye Mustafa commande 7435303 nyin nam siran kendoluti dadi malu mini yalon ko nyontela ibe Gambia janne wala alingan tariya nga commandero ke janni be tala nkoma Manding Fashion Boutique nyemmo boutique kutolete de mi yalon ko anata jamano kan kaje ko ngampare andu la fengolu be kabonan damin wala mu Dubai ti anin America banko kan ibali damin wala mu murito la jame ngo nyatili wala number 39 Suleiman Sonko Street Fajara South Atlantic Bakau wala ngam borin nuje ni lafta fengol soto la mini boko musol la nyin samata nyimalu kate la nyim bagolu mini yalon ko wolle be jamano kan ye abayal sotale je de cosmeticolu pour musolu talu mini yalon ko naliye mal bado senyinya e manna dawola ye karabanjiol sotale le musolu anin kelu air freshenalu anin karabanjiol mini yalon ko alcoholo te kono anin tulul mini yalon ko alcohol free bari manna do wora churay danni wol fanan bi jere mini yaron ko ise ke kurango bala ani mini yaron ko fanay ka kembo ke kono mannada wala sajadolu e ka salibasolu fanan sifa bede be mbul kabirin domande malo fo wara mambalu na fodu be mbulde kel talu kata haftanolu emirati pour kelu ando mannada wala bundato ridolu kata palanterolu ridolu complete na sifa bede sutade musol fanan na tikolu bebe mbulu jede tikolu mini alon ko denyo anda ak jamano wala badi ngol na lafta ku jamalo na jinko beto ali kumande
991 7483
261 4345
wala 726-0845.
Manding Fashion Boutique mbale damin wala murito la jamen ba nyatili wala 39 Suleiman Sonko Street Fajara South Atlantic Bakau. Bendula londol ni mirol ni hakilol bebe benna jannatu
ebe ba dépense lal e muso dépense
ba juma
muso mi muso wulu